You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Welcome to another episode of the Panic Chamber. This is week number 7, and we're doing it live again today, talking about the players you should be panicking on. Are we putting every player that you have on screen here in the Panic Chamber and closing the door? Or will we remove them from the Panic Chamber, provide a little reason and rationale why they don't belong in the Panic Chamber, and advise you to trade on said player? Let's get into it.
You are entering the Panic Chamber, brought to you by Grindhouse, vintage movie tees and hoodies. You are entering the Panic Chamber.
That is right. You're entering the Panic Chamber. And also, guys, Grindhouse. Let me tell you something about Grindhouse. Our feature, our sponsor of this episode, every episode here on the Fantasy Football Show. Grindhouse is vintage movie tees straight from the attic, hoodies, all of the good stuff. Starting this next episode, it'll be cold enough here in Arizona that I could wear a hoodie through a whole episode. I tried wearing a couple hoodies the first time, and it's so hot in Arizona, but it gets cold here in the next week or so, or cooler. I know it's not cold to some of you guys in the East Coast, but it gets cold enough to wear a hoodie, and these are the best hoodies I've ever put on. I'm not joking. The whole family wears these out and about. They sent me a box of them. I got every single version of it, and I'm going to wear them and rotate them, and we're giving them away. In fact, the first, $20 super chatter is going to get this week's hoodie, and we're going to give a hoodie away. And I think we said last time it was going to be the Spider hoodie. I'm pretty sure it'll be the Spider hoodie. I'll let you know. But first super chatter, $20 gets that hoodie. Let's just give it away to somebody that's been doing some service here. You know, somebody that's been keeping the lights on. I just want to reward the individuals that are dropping those awesome super chats that help keep the lights on. I'm also going to be giving away a whole bunch more stuff to just the best commenter or somebody through IG comments or something like that. We'll figure out. We're giving these away all year long. One hoodie or one t-shirt every single week. We'll probably do like one hoodie a month and then 3 t-shirts going forward. So get ready for that. Dalton, DM me right now, Dalton, on Instagram. Right now, my guy. DM me right now on Instagram. Appreciate you. Okay. Dalton, let me know when you send me that DM. Here's the thing, guys. Panic Chamber, open the doors. There are a grip of names on here that are complete avoids or guys that you want to get rid of. I understand. But there's also a time and a place to buy low on many of these guys. Even Naji, even a guy like Naji is almost a complete avoid for me. And we'll kick it off with Naji, and we'll put him in the Panic Chamber. Naji is not somebody I'm interested in trading for in general. But if you're in a situation where you're out of it. You got no RBs. You lost Javonte. You lost Trey Lance. You lost Swift, and you lost St. Brown. You've been losing. You've got no options. You traded away St. Brown. Now you're light everywhere. You've got nothing to fight with. No firepower at all. Najee might be the kind of running back you need. Najee might need the kind of running back, be the kind of running back that you need to get back in the mix. So in certain circumstances, I might recommend Naji Harris. I might be like, bro, go ahead and trade for him. Use your wide receiver 2 that's popping off right now to go get Naji Harris. ETN is a player that I oftentimes will use to trade Naji Harris away, acquire ETN, and get another player in return. So most cases, I'm getting rid of Najee. So if you need to get rid of Najee, and he is in the panic chamber, trading Naji Harris away for ETN and Gabe Davis would be a home run. Trading Najee Harris away for ETN and a Pittman would be a home run. Trading Najee Harris away for ETN straight up might be something that I would do. I would probably do that straight up. If I don't tell anybody, but if I couldn't get rid of Najee Harris and I had to settle for ETN straight up, I'd probably do it. So as you can see, if I own Najee, I'm giving him away so much lower than his cost of entry on draft day. So much lower. So I feel like there's going to be people that are lower on him than me. I feel like there are going to be people that are in a hole and need something like Najee to work out and pan out for them to even have a shot. And those are the people that need to go after Najee. So Najee's in the panic chamber for sure. There's no way to talk me out of putting him in here. We're going to close that door on him. But just know that there are opportunities to buy low on some of these guys that are in the panic chamber. I will say though, Corey, I'm in the middle of a show, Corey, I know you need me. Do you think I'm going to stop my panic chamber episode and just start talking about your trade? Hang tight. We'll get to the phone lines and do all that, Corey. So calm down. Just hang tight. Next person in the panic chamber is going to be a man called Justin Herbert. And Herbert is definitely...
Herbert is the go. He'll punch you in the throat. Herbert is the go. He'll punch you.
Don't worry about it, Corey. Bro fist. This is a guy that it pains me to have him in the panic chamber. It pains me. It pains me to have. This is one of the favorite guys from the show. This is one of my favorite. Dalton, looking for your DM right now, Dalton. Hold on. Hey, Dalton. Send me, or I'll look for it in a second. I'll look for it. I'll take care of you. Make sure you let me see if I can find Dalton. I don't know. Dalton, we'll deal with it in a second. Appreciate you, Dalton. Dalton, I'll get the details to you and all. Just hang tight. Never interrupt the panic chamber. I'm all thrown off. Why am I even reading the comments? We're in the middle of a groove here. And here I am thrown off because I'm reading Corey's comments. Smitty, Smitty, can I stop the show? Smitty, everybody here, listen up. I've got a real important situation. Herbert is in the panic chamber. Number one, Herbert's hurt. Number two, Herbert has Keenan Allen missing for weeks. Keenan Allen is a big disappointment. Keenan Allen needs to be in the panic chamber too, for that matter. So let's put Keenan Allen here. Keenan Allen. He's in the panic chamber too. He's going to remain in the panic chamber until he proves otherwise. He stays in here. Herbert, I think Herbert's going to break out of the panic chamber. I think Herbert's definitely going to be a guy that is going to, in hindsight, remember his really bad start. He's on a tear. Herbert's back. Yay. We're all screaming and yelling. Maybe he doesn't finish as a top 2 or 3 quarterback because he had such a slow start. But I really believe he'll get back to top 3, top 4 overall value at some point. I just can't imagine, Keenan's probably back this week. He's practicing. You don't know with Keenan Allen, though, Austin. You can't say he's coming back. We don't know he's coming back. This is a guy that lines up and then in warm-ups, you think everything's good, and he's a decoy. It's happened before. So we until he's out there, I'm not accepting that Keenan Allen's back until we see it. But Keenan Allen coming back, probably going to help Herbert. Herbert then has a bye week after, I think, or bye week's week 8, right? Herbert's going to be like, I don't know, a week or two away from, I think, returning to form. I really do think that he's a week or two away from returning to form after the bye week. So week 7, might bounce back in week 7. Maybe Keenan Allen does come back healthy and everything's copacetic and he's a little bit healthier and that's all he needed. And maybe they run the ball differently. They figure out a way to get Mike Williams more consistent because he's been dropping the ball, no pun intended, when the opportunity's been the most fruitful. And then Mike Williams completely craps the bed. Keenan Allen needs to be out there. Keenan Allen not being out there is more of a factor than people realize of Herbert not having a huge year yet. That's a big component to that offense in that situation. Like, it can't be just glossed over. Like, oh, it's no big deal. Keenan Allen, they got other guys. That is literally a top. This was a guy that a lot of you, I didn't agree, but a lot of you were taking in like the top of the 3rd round. Like, Keenan Allen would occasionally slip into the bottom of round 2, go in the middle of round 3. It was madness. I didn't like it at all. He's usually a disappointment. He's injury prone, very injury prone. So Keenan Allen was a void for me, even though per game, per start, he could be a top 12 wide receiver. If he's out there, if Keenan Allen is out there, I think Herbert is 2 times more effective, you know? So I feel like this is going to be the start of the turnaround because Keenan Allen will supposedly be back. And then the bye week to heal up that cartilage issue that he's probably still got lingering. It's probably pretty painful. Coming out of the bye week, I fully expect Herbert to be full throttle, looking amazing, dropping fire, looking like a beast. So for now, I'm going to close the panic chamber on both of them, but know that Herbert's a good buy too. If you need a quarterback, like, here's the thing. If you need a quarterback and you're struggling, Herbert will never be cheaper. Herbert is a really good go-get quarterback for anybody needing a quarterback. Anybody needing to take a chance, well, it's a chance worth taking. Herbert is a chance worth taking. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you need a quarterback, why on earth would you not grab Herbert on the cheap if you're looking for that spark and you need that spark and you're dead in the water without that spark? He's a perfect quarterback to go acquire. All right, next up in the panic chamber, JT. JT is a guy that we're obviously panicked on, okay? He hasn't played for 2 weeks. He was supposed to be out just 1 game. In fact, coming off of the ankle injury, he was supposed to, on the quick turnaround on the Thursday game when he first hurt the ankle, probably be ready for Thursday. Maybe not. We'll see. And then he didn't play. Okay, well, it was a quick turnaround. That's why JT didn't play. Didn't play the next week. And then it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Are we being lied to about the injury? Is this worse than we thought? We don't know. So there is some concern because JT shouldn't have missed that second game according to the initial reports that his ankle was not as bad as originally thought. However, I'm not that worried. I believe JT is going to be a league winner. I believe JT is going to be the JT of old at some point very, very soon, if not immediately right back out of the gate. Maybe it takes him 1 game. Maybe he rushes for like 90 yards and a touchdown, 80 yards and a touchdown. It's a good game back, and then he goes on a tear. Keep in mind that this guy ran for, it was like, 150 plus in week 1. What was it, 161? I don't have it on me offhand, but let me pull it up. It was like 161, I believe. Let's pull this up. Keenan Allen, by the way, Keenan Allen practiced on a limited basis on Wednesday. Not a lock. Not a lock. Probable to play, I would say. He'll be questionable, but I mean, he's most likely going to play if I had to guess right now. But that could change at any moment. It's Keenan Allen. It's Keenan Allen. So the game log, 31 totes of the rock. 31 totes of the rock for JT in week 1 against the Texans. And granted, it was the Texans, but 31 totes of the rock. 5.2 a carry, 161 on the ground, 7 targets through the air, 4 receptions for 14 yards. Those targets were not efficient or connected on. 7 targets, 4 receptions, 14 yards, 161 on the ground, 31 rushing attempts, 1 TD. JT had a day in week 1. He had a day. He then proceeded to go on to week number 2. JT had 9 carries for 54 yards. That's 6.0 yards per carry. Didn't have a touchdown. Targeted once, 1 reception, 9 yards. Very bad game. 9 carries for 54 yards. But is the panic really about usage and not JT? Yes, I'll answer that for you. Yes, because he averaged 6.0 yards per carry in week 2. He just only got 9 carries, which is a problem in itself because that means that the Colts weren't able to move the football down the field. But Ryan was very, very bad in the early part of the year. He looked really good in week number 6. Matt Ryan tossed, 3 TDs, looked on point, connected with Pittman. Pittman and Matt Ryan are back on the same page. JT coming back. Deion Jackson ran really well. The Colts ran really well. So assuming JT gets in the lineup, then I'm going to assume JT's going to run real well because the offense is finally clicking a little bit. So here we are. JT, very successful JT-like game in week 1. 161-1 TD. Week 2, 6.0 yards per carry, but only 9 carries. But the offense wasn't clicking like it was in week 6. 21 carries in week number 3. 20 carries in week number 4. So the volume was there. The yards per carry weren't. 3.4, 2.1. Very bad game, but he got injured in that 4th game. JT's played 4 games. 4 games. And granted, that's a problem. He's missed 2 games. That is part of being a bust. You're injured. You're not playing. But he's never missed time before. He didn't miss time in college. He didn't miss time in the pros. This is the first time he's ever missed games, to my knowledge. And so he's played only 4 games, 2 of which he was effective. One of which he was, yards per carry. One of which he was a monster. So everybody's willing to write JT off after 4 played games, 1 amazing game in those 4, 1 great game efficiency-wise per touch, just low touches, and everybody's ready to say he's not JT anymore. No one's looking at this from the right angle or perspective. JT's fine. As long as JT gets on the field, he will be absolutely fine. JT is the biggest steal in fantasy football 2022, week 7 on. There's no one left. Eckler was a steal weeks ago. Gabe Davis and Pittman were steals the last couple weeks. We've got a lot of other breakouts and sleepers that have absolutely crushed it on the buy low list. Walker, all these guys. Hall. We've got a lot of successful buy low candidates walking out of the weeks 1 through 6, but this could be the biggest one. This could be the biggest popping buy low player that pops off and gives fantasy football owners the most bang for their buck in a trade that we'll see all year long. Like, this guy returns to number 1 to number 2 or number 3 overall status off the kind of value that it takes to go get him. You win your league. This is win a league territory right here. This is win a league stuff. If you get JT for what equates to what would be 18 overall, 22 overall, 19 overall, 25 overall, a couple of 3rd round players, a 4th rounder and a 3rd rounder equivalent if drafting today, and you've got a supporting cast that's rock solid, doesn't have to be the best in the league, rock solid, you can win your league. JT can win you your league. And so for that, I'm not even considering putting JT in the panic chamber. JT's safe. Dalvin Cook. Look, this is going to hurt to hear for some of you that own Dalvin Cook, but he doesn't fit in this offense. This offense is not good for Dalvin Cook. This offense is a pass-heavy attack. The same offense kind of mirrored the one in LA, the Rams offense, and how they use Cooper Kupp is how they're using Justin Jefferson. If you notice in LA, a lot of inconsistency at the running back position. There have been for years. When this was announced that the Vikings were going to mirror the Rams offense to an extreme degree, the first thing I thought was this can't be great for Dalvin Cook. Why can't it be great for Dalvin Cook?
Alert. Panic mode initiated.
Total panic mode. Why? Because everything was working great. Why would you want an offense to change for a player that was the focal point? The whole offense was built around him. He was great in the passing game. He's great in the rushing game. He was kind of matchup proof. I'm putting everybody in the chamber today. I've only put, I think, 3 people in the chamber today. The Panic Chamber episode's pretty light. We got like 8 names, bro. So not a lot of people are going in. But Dalvin Cook is a complete avoid. He's a complete, just sell him high. There's a plethora of running backs you can go after straight across, or better yet, go across position and get an Adams if you still can, a Diggs if you still can. Jamar Chase probably not coming off a sizzling hot week. Can we just say that the stack?
The stack above all stacks. It's time to drop the pancake emojis in the live chat.
Drop some pancake emojis for the stack of all stacks. Again, of course, Diggs and Josh Allen are the best stack in the fantasy football space in the NFL. But this is about cost of entry right here. You're looking at a 6th or 7th round pick in Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow and Jamar Chase being borderline low end first round cost of entry. So this, for the bang for the buck, this was the best stack in fantasy football, and it struggled. I'm not going to lie. It's been a little painful watching one of my favorite pushed pieces of content, the stack, the Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase stack. It's been painful watching it struggle. But after one amazing to the moon explosion, these two guys are back in the saddle. And guess who's the number 5 quarterback in fantasy football right now? After just one big week, Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow. Guess who's the number 5 wide receiver in fantasy football? After busting all year in one amazing week, Jamar Chase. They're both 5. They're the 5s. Hopefully they're the 4s next week, or the 3s or the 2s, but they're the 5s. They're 2 5s. 5 plus 5 equals championship, baby. And Jamar Chase and Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow are back. They're back, baby. They're back. I don't even know why I got on that topic. I sometimes I get on a tangent, and I don't even know where I was headed with it. But I was starting to say, I believe, something along the lines of Dalvin Cook being traded for a player that looks low right now that's going to climb. Maybe that's where I was about Chase. I think I was talking about Chase. Across position, trade Cook for Chase. No longer going to happen anymore. You're not going to be able to do that. What I do love is going and getting players that have had a bye week. Go trade Cook away for an Adams who's already had his bye week. Go trade Cook for Dameon Pierce and try and get something in addition. Dameon Pierce has already had his bye week. And we got this beautiful number here. Let me see if I can get this on the screen. I should have sent it to myself ahead of time. But this little gem right here. Let me send it to myself and drag it on the screen. This little gem right here. We got a little note, a little bit of a piece of news today that Lovey Smith, the Lovemeister, the Loveinator, is going to give Dameon Pierce 20 or more carries per game go forward. And that is music to one's ear. And Dameon Pierce season is already upon us. But Dameon Pierce is now going to get force-fed, overfed, to the point where this man's going to probably average over 120 total yards and a strong shot at a touchdown every single game. Dameon Pierce is a top 10 running back. Dameon Pierce I take for Cook straight up, but because you can get more, fair market value kind of commands it. I'm trading Cook for Dameon Pierce and trying to get something because I can. Doesn't mean I have to. Doesn't mean I need to. It means I want to. And so Dameon Pierce is an option for you if you own Cook. Dameon Pierce, Kenneth Walker and something. Breece Hall, if you catch somebody sleeping at the wheel, I would take Breece Hall. Mike Powers with the $20 hauler. Mike, I'm coming for you.
To the
Hang
moon.
tight, bro. If you catch somebody sleeping at the wheel, get a Breece Hall. I mean, I don't know. You'd have the veto police after you very quickly on that one.
King 25, code 428. Dispatch Vito Popo. Popo's been dispatched. King 25 out.
But you run that risk, and when you go against the law, when you roll the dice, when you're a dice rolling fantasy football maniac, and you pull off a Breece Hall using your Dalvin Cook, these things happen. Live on the edge, live on the wild side. That's what happens. There are a lot of ways to get rid of Cook. Cook had if you're a Cook owner, you were blessed with a breakaway touchdown scamper that if he didn't get that, his value would have been toast walking out of week number 6. Toast. He salvaged his day. People that don't watch the games in full don't realize that he did nothing. Dalvin Cook was about to drop a nothing burger. Absolutely irrelevant player on the field in week number 6 until he broke off a long touchdown run, which he earned. Let's not take away touchdowns from people when they earn them, but at the same time, it's like you got hit that thumbs up. We got 400 people in the room and only 100 thumbs up. Punch that thumb up button for your boy Smitty. Please help your boy out. If he didn't break that touchdown run off, woulda, shoulda, coulda, can't take this away. I get it. It's a risky business talking about taking away points from a player who earned it. I get it. But when you watched the game, you understood what was going on. You understood that he wasn't used. He's irrelevant at times in that offense. It's not a good offense. It's not a good fit. You get rid of him. You get a Walker and something. You get a Breece Hall if you're good at sorcery and you've got any magic or witchcraft in your family history. You can maybe get Breece Hall. If you want to get Pierce, you want to go across position. I'm still interested in a Debo potentially over Cook. I'm interested in any of the wide receivers from Debo up. I'm interested in packages like getting a ETN and an AJ Brown for Dalvin Cook, because let me tell you something. ETN is just a little bit behind Walker, Pierce, and Breece Hall in terms of being these rising star monsters. Pleasure, appreciate you with the $20 hauler. I'm coming for you as soon as the Panic Chamber episode is open or closed here, which will be very, very soon. We only got a few names left. I spent a lot of time on Dalvin Cook. Trade Dalvin Cook now. He's in the Panic Chamber, no question about it. Next up, whoa, Dalvin, you're still there, Dalvin. Something went wrong. What did I do? There we go. T. Higgins. T. Higgins is 100% in the Panic Chamber right now, and for good reason. He can't stay healthy. I like him. He's got the makings of a top 12, top 14 overall player. And him and Jamar Chase, when T. Higgins is healthy, could rotate a little bit. Not saying Jamar will be irrelevant, but Jamar, let's face it, can be inconsistent. But this guy Higgins is a undervalued monster. He can be a monster. He's got to stay healthy. He's both a buy and a sell. If I could sell him with an additional player, I would most definitely attempt to do that. But if I could buy him on the cheap from a panicked Peter, if Peter's panicked over in the corner in the office and he's holding himself by the water cooler, upset because he's 0-6, and the loser's got to get a tattoo of a TPS report on their back, on their lower back, a TPS stamp, then he's petrified Peter. He's petrified of the TPS stamp that's going to go on his back if he goes 0-15 or whatever. So Peter's not having it. Peter doesn't want Higgins. He wants to get rid of him. He's willing to send him packing for pennies on the dollar. And there's an opportunity to not only get Higgins on the cheap in a 1-for-1 deal, but you could probably go get Higgins in some kind of package deal. You could probably send, let's say he's got JT, and he's been hit with JT, he's been hit with Higgins, he's 0-6 or he's 1-5, and he's going to get that last place tattoo finish, and he's freaking out. You walk over to Petrified Peter, and you say, hey, Peter, you give me JT, I'll give you Nick Chubb, and you give me T. Higgins in compensation for me downgrading my Nick Chubb into your JT. That's how you do it. That's how you get JT essentially for free. That's how you get JT in the context of you're getting him at such low value that he's all upside and zero risk. In a 1-for-1, you could probably trade a running back that's a lot lower ranked than Higgins, but because you're giving up an RB, you've been very fortunate, you've been very smart in how you built your RB room. You're able to trade a much lower running back equivalent value to Higgins for Higgins, who's higher valued because he's an RB. Because Petrified Peter, Panicked Peter, is struggling at the RB position because he didn't plan right, he didn't draft right, he didn't do his due diligence. So Higgins is in the panic. I'd say he's not in the panic chamber yet. I think we're worried about him. We're going to keep an eye on him, make sure he's okay, but he needs to get healthy. Bottom line. Aaron Jones, look, both of these guys are in the panic chamber. Plain and simple. However, I firmly believe that this offense is going to get back to the run. And if Aaron Rodgers, after week 6, when he was asked at the podium what they need to do, when he was asked how do we figure out, how to get back on track, Aaron Rodgers says we need to simplify things, get back to simplicity in so many words. And what does that mean? That means that they're probably going to run the football. And when they lost Devontae Adams at times in the past, Aaron Jones, the run, they would go crazy. I firmly believe that if you go after both of these guys at a buy low capacity, Aaron Jones for flex value, you're getting Aaron Jones for flex type value. You're getting Dillon for less than flex type value. These guys are going to absolutely go bonkers. And when I say bonkers, I don't necessarily mean top 5, but Aaron Jones could still flirt in the 7 to 12 range for running backs, at least go forward. Maybe he doesn't finish there at the end of the year because of his slow start. I'm not saying at the end of the day, but I believe that at some point they're going to be firing on all cylinders in Green Bay, at least in the simplistic fashion that they plan to deploy. And that would be through the run. Because as I was saying earlier, when Adams would go down, they'd run, and they run the ball successfully. They would kind of alter their offense a little bit, makeshift it, and then lean on the run until Adams came back. Aaron Jones is still, I don't think his talent has dropped off. It's just been the offense. If you watch the football game, you know that it's volume. It's not, for each of these guys, it's not really that they're playing bad, that the talent has dropped off. It's volume. Now, volume's a concern, and if Green Bay can't fix anything, then they won't be any good. But listen to what I'm saying. Don't go trading for Aaron Jones or Dillon at a high value or high cost of entry. You're trading for Aaron Jones at flex value. You're trading for Aaron Jones maybe using a T. Higgins or lesser player, probably a lesser player than T. Higgins, and you're getting what could be a top 10 running back. Go forward. It could be. I'm not saying to count on it. I'm not saying it's really likely. I'm saying he could be. Aaron Jones could be a top 7 to 12 running back going forward. A.J. Dillon would be a top 6 to 12 running back if Aaron Jones got hurt, which isn't the craziest thing to imagine given he's been very injury prone over the courses of his career, and Green Bay's struggling very badly. When teams struggle, mistakes happen, overusage happens, stack boxes, harder hits, it all adds up. It makes sense that in a struggling environment, when an offense is struggling, that players are getting hit by more defenders at one moment, injuries are more likely. Aaron Jones going down is not a crazy thought. It's not a crazy thought at all. Dillon looking like rags right now, later turning into riches, is not a crazy thought. Buying Dillon at scrap value, seller dweller pricing, is not what people will probably say. There's probably already a few. I'm not going to even look at it to get me excited and ramped up, but there are probably people in the chat right now dropping comments like, Dillon's garbage. Don't get Dillon. He won't do anything. Well, guess what? Guess what? Dillon still got upside enough to be worth the cost of entry. Dillon could definitely rebound. Aaron Jones could definitely rebound. No one's asking you to go buy them at even high end or medium running back 2 value. That isn't worth it. They haven't proven that they can bounce back, but you get them cheap, it's a great deal. They're in the panic chamber, no question about it, but both are good buy lows walking into week number 7. And finally, the last player to talk about is Kyle Pitts. He's certainly in the panic chamber, and I'm going to close the door on it. I'm going to let you know up front. Why am I going to close the door on him? Because the volume isn't there. Is it talent? No. Are we panicked about Pitts dropping off and not becoming the player we once thought he'd be? No. Smitty said Dillon is garbage. No, Manny, I didn't. You said he's garbage, and we got it right here. Pitts is a fantastic go-get player. Better than that, he's being dropped, and I don't know why. The dude is the best tight end in the history of the NFL in terms of a rookie tight end season. So much talent, bleeding talent. And the team, Mariota specifically, isn't able to get him the football. They don't game plan for him. The coaching seems moronic. I get it. There's a problem here. There is a problem here that needs to be fixed, or we will not see the Kyle Pitts that we thought we would see. That problem is yardage, opportunities, volume, passing yards, which leads to opportunity and volume. Solid targets versus bad targets. Touchdown opportunities. We saw Kyle Pitts. He got 3 targets for 3 receptions and 1 touchdown. We were all ecstatic that he scored. He's back. He's not back, but he needs more security more volume security in order to continue to produce, because he will be up and down. But Kyle Pitts is a fantastic go get and stash on your bench. I'm not even telling you need to start him right now. But if some imbecile drops him in your league, grab him, roster him, put him on the bench, wait on him. Maybe he doesn't rebound at all this year because Mariota starts the entire season. But if anybody thinks that this guy, Kyle Pitts, doesn't have it in him to rebound and become an absolute freak for like 7 straight games at the end of the year, if Ritter gets in there, who's no absolute monster, but if Ritter gets in there and starts throwing the ball more and targets Pitts different, why are we not excited about that opportunity? Why are people envisioning Pitts to never get another shot? I don't even understand. At being a fantasy relevant guy this year, I don't even get it. I don't get why you would be so down on Pitts that you wouldn't see the upside that Pitts provides you by just stashing him and holding him. He's in the panic chamber, but if he's cut, you better grab him. And if you can trade for him and get him thrown into a deal, which is typically the best way to get Pitts, you do a deal that's pretty even already, and you're like throwing Pitts, they're like, whatever. Pitts is easy to acquire. Go get him. Now it's time. I appreciate everybody joining me for this episode of the Panic Chamber. We did it live. I'm sorry. Next week I'm going to do a pre-recorded one like normal. But I'm throwing this at the top of the show, and I'm going to get to the super chats now. But make sure
You are entering the Panic Chamber.
Make sure you check out our sponsor, Grindhouse, at grndhaus.com. grndhaus. Grindhouse.
Brought to you by Grindhouse. Vintage movie tees and hoodies.
Straight from the attic. Movies from 40 plus years ago. We're talking about like Godzilla versus the Thing t-shirts, and they're like poster board prints on hoodies, and they're phenomenal. The quality's unreal. Go check them out. Grindhouse.com. Go check them out on Instagram at Grindhouse Supply. That's GRNDHAUSSUPPLY. And again, we're giving away this hoodie. I gave it away to the first person. Let's see. Let me find this. Who was it again? It was whoever won the hoodie. What's the first few letters of your username on Instagram? Who was that did that? Let me go find him. The winner of the hoodie was Axe. Appreciate your super chat. Axe almost got it. Dalton, what is the name of your Instagram account? Let me know in the chat. All right, let's get to the Prodigy, loyal member for over 2 months on the channel. Says trade JJ Mixon for Swift, AJ Brown, and Kirk. I probably would say that's a pretty even trade. Swift, AJ Brown, and Kirk. Oh man, I guess JJ and Mixon, but that's very arguable. Very arguable. I won, says Jeremy. No, you didn't, Jeremy. It was Dalton. Dalton, appreciate you, Dalton. I'm looking for your DM on Instagram, but I don't see it. I'm trying to find it. I got so many DMs, it's going to be impossible for me to get to it unless you help me out. Okay, let's get to the super chats. And let's start off from the top. Actually, let's get the $20 haulers out of the way. Dalton, appreciate you, Dalton, for dropping that $20 hauler. Axe, appreciate your $20 hauler. Yez, appreciate your $20 hauler. And these are in order here. Appreciate you guys. And I'll have something special for Axe and Yez as well. I'm gonna give you guys free access to my courses next year. I'm gonna have over, I want to say like 50 or more video courses on like trade negotiation and all that. So I'm gonna throw that both your ways. Appreciate you. Mike Powers with a $20 hauler as well. Pleasured with a $20 hauler as well. Appreciate all of you guys dropping some fire on screen. Look at this. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. You're absolute monsters, all of you. Mike Powers. A lot of $10 haulers as well. You guys are rock too. Everybody, no matter what you drop, even if it's a $2 hauler, $1 hauler, I appreciate every single one of them. Johnny says, was watching Sal's video. Sell Swift for Mixon. Sell Swift for Mixon because Swift doesn't get enough touches. That's a horrible take. I mean, I don't mind buying Mixon, but I mean, we're not selling Swift. You watch this channel. We're buying Swift. We're not selling Swift. And Sal, who the hell's Sal? Okay, appreciate you, Pleasure. Let me answer your question. Okay, here we go. 10-man full PPR. Justin Herbert, Aaron Jones, B. Hall, JJ, Debo, Pittman, Goddard, McPherson, San Francisco D, Saint. Oh, that's defense. San Francisco defense. I was going to say St. Brown there for a second. Someone in your league dropped Allen Robinson. Well, he's kind of worth dropping at this point, bro. You know, like he's worth grabbing. It just depends on the ad. You know, like I like Allen Robinson. I'd probably pick him up too as my last wide receiver or my fifth or sixth wide receiver. So I agree with you. I'd pick him up, but I don't know if it's crazy that he was dropped. You know, but I appreciate you. 2-4, 7th place. Should I be worried? Okay, so this team right here: Justin Herbert, Aaron Jones, Breece Hall, JJ, Debo, Pittman, Goddard, McPherson. I mean, it's a good team. I don't think you should be worried at all. Would I try and sell Aaron Jones high? I would. Do I like buying Aaron Jones low? I do. I like both approaches. But since you own Aaron Jones, I would be tempted to get rid of him for a Pierce who's already had a bye, a Swift who's already had a bye, Walker who's on the rise. These are all players that I'm interested in. ETN and a wide receiver, but you're pretty good at wide receiver with JJ, Debo, and Pittman, so I don't know if that's a move that you need to make. You probably need to maybe try and upgrade Aaron Jones. I just don't see much on the bench to get that done other than Jeff Wilson, and maybe he's got value. Maybe, oh, you got Metcalf on the bench as well. You could trade Metcalf and Aaron Jones for JT. I would do that. I would do that. That would be a pretty good deal, bro. I like your team. I would trade Pittman or Metcalf with Aaron Jones for JT. Either one, whichever one he wants. Don't give up Breece Hall. Don't give up JJ. Trust in Herbert. Trust in Debo. Trust in Pittman or DK, whichever one you keep. Aaron Jones, don't give him away, though. Don't give him away. I'd rather you sit a week and let Aaron Jones gain value on the simplistic approach that Green Bay's talking about. Aaron Rodgers is talking about deploying, where they go in and they dumb it down. And I'd rather you wait and get the right value out of Aaron Jones than to get the wrong value. Swift. I would get Swift using Aaron Jones and maybe DK. I would go after a handful of running backs over that. Okay. Appreciate you. Pleasure. Let me know if you got any additional questions. Dalton, I'm still going to look for your DM. Swizz, super chat, $5. Need some help with this one, dog. Big dog. Trade away Ramondre and Devontae Smith for ETN and Gabe Davis. Give me ETN and Gabe Davis. I like it better. It's arguable, but I like those two better. I think ETN's on the rise. Trading. I'm gonna have a video on ETN dropping probably tonight before midnight Eastern. It'll be on ETN. It'll be on buying ETN on the low before it's too late. ETN is potentially the next Kenneth Walker or Breece Hall or Dameon Pierce riser that people doubt and make fun of and act like they're not a potential top 12 running back. Most certainly could be a potential top 12 running back. No question about it. Matt, appreciate your super chat. Oh, did I answer this one? This is the new one. Start 2 out of 3. Amon-Ra, D. Hopkins, Mike Williams. Probably D-Hop and Amon-Ra. However, it's not crazy to wait a week on D-Hop, but Mike Williams is, he could get you 3 points. I'd probably take the chance on Hopkins being a little rusty versus relying upon Mike Williams to be consistent. But I don't hate Mike Williams. I just think that I'd rather have Hopkins in there. Flip Chubb for Breece since Breece has easier fantasy schedule. I like that if you get more in return. Quietly, don't tell anybody, I like Breece Hall more than Chubb going forward. You can at me all you want. Clearly, Racing Boy agrees with me. But fair market value, because people go, what? That proves that it commands more in return. I'm not saying I wouldn't still do it push come to shove. But I think at the end of the day, Chubb deserves more than Breece Hall on the fair market. And therefore, you should get it and not leave it out there. It's kind of like when you have a table, you have a glass on the table, the waitress comes over, your glass is empty, she starts pouring the pitcher of water into the cup, you get to about 80% full and you just pull it and walk away from the table, and she continues to pour the remainder of the 20% onto the table, wasted, left there for nobody to consume. That's kind of what you do when you just say, well, but I like them better, I'm just going to take them. Well, okay, I agree with you. I think that 80% cup will be more valuable than the Chubb cup, or at least equal at the end of the day. But why not sit there and get the full 100% that you're owed for your return? That's the only thing that I'm talking about. $20 hauler. Racing Boy, appreciate your super chat, my guy. Thank you so much. And I got a $20 hauler. $20 haulers get immediately attended to. This one is from James. James.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. My dude James dropping a wad on screen. James, appreciate you. $20 hauler. I'm 1-5. Should I accept JT and Higgins? Receive. For Jacobs and Godwin. Bro, I would take JT straight up for Jacobs and Godwin. So that one's crazy to me. That is a
got him.
That's light work, bro. That's light work. I have Saquon Swift, Murray, Rashad White, St. Brown, Olave. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm understanding, at least you know my stance. I'm on the JT side. JT and Higgins is a smash for Jacobs and Godwin. So get that deal done. And then after, you might want to get a jump on getting out of town for a little while?
King 25 code 428. Dispatch Vito Popo. Popo's been dispatched. King 25 out.
Got him.
By the way, we've updated the Moon Men. You guys ready for this?
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Burrow or Hertz, Chase or a JB Hull or Walker.
Yeah, buddies. We're back. We're back, baby. Tripod in effect. Let's see here. Trade Dalvin Cook, Henderson, and Juju for JT and Sutton. Trade Cook, Henderson. Yeah, I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I mean, this is a flex.
Got him.
Some people just like to flex. I love it. It got vetoed. Was wanting your opinion. They said it was unfair that I was losing. You were losing getting trade Cook and Henderson and Juju for JT and Sutton. You were getting JT and Sutton and you were getting taken advantage of and they vetoed it. What on earth? I don't know. Dalton, is there a way to call in the show and then on three-way call your commissioner and let me talk to him? Because I want to question him and ask him what in the tarnation, the gosh darn tarnation is he doing? Running an operation, an organization like your league in such a fashion. This is ridiculous. You get him on the phone. I'm sending him on a lap, and I'm going to let him know how messed up that is for him to decide what another grown man deems as good value for his return on investment in said $100 or $200 or $300 league. I mean, are you out of your minds? Like, why is anybody vetoing anyway? Are you too scared to play straight up? You too scared? When you go into a casino and you go to a blackjack table and you're sitting next to somebody, or better yet, you go to a hold'em table and you're sitting next to somebody, if the guy's gonna fold a hand, does one of the staff members walk up behind him, look at it and say, nope, we're not letting him fold his hand. We're not letting him fold his hand. He must play that hand. And then guess what? He ends up losing all of his money because he was forced to play a certain hand he didn't believe in. You know, it's like Dalton's being told, you can't win with JT and Sutton. We're deciding for you, so we're going to take away your ability. Vetoes are garbage. I mean, bro, I hit the veto police in your favor. Cook is toast. Henderson's maybe short-lived, and Juju had one good game, and he's back? Unbelievable. Guys, watch some of the way you're talking to people in the chat. Your stuff gets monitored or moderated by the system when you start talking bad about people in the chat or dropping excessive language. So just letting you know that you're going to end up getting to the point where your messages won't even show up and it has nothing to do with me or the moderators. But you gotta chill. You gotta chill and make it a more welcoming experience here. Dalton, appreciate your super chat. Keep it calm in the chat. Alexander, appreciate you. My running backs are CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Walker, and Pierce. My wide receivers are Sutton, Cooper, DK, and I have let's see, Devontae Smith. Should I accept CMC for Chase? You got Taylor, Walker, and Pierce. Yes. because then you're going to have Walker, Pearson, Jonathan Taylor. You're still going to have Chase. Yeah, I'd take Jamar Chase over CMC. I would try and get a little more because you probably can. Maybe not. It's hard to say. But I would definitely try to get more if at all possible. But you're not guaranteed to get it. It might just be where somebody's like, look, Jamar Chase has dropped 2 TDs and 100 yards. I'm not giving him up for anything less than what you're, no. So do what you got to do, but try. You, sir, are the GOAT. No, you, Matthew, are the GOAT. Appreciate you, Matthew. This one's from Dalton. DM sent. Dalton, can you let me know? I didn't see what you said, but can you let me know what your username begins with so I can search for it? Zimmerman with a $10 hauler to the moon.
To the moon.
Thank you, Zim. Zim says Murray, ETN, Kamara, Cooper, Brandon Cooks, Rogers, Njoku, Knox, Boone, Bateman, London, and I need to make a move 10th place out of 12. Well, we don't want you getting that tattoo, Jeff, at the end of the year, or they put that TPS report on your lower back. Okay, so we're gonna try and get you out of the cellar, where you're dwelling. Murray, ETN, Kamara, Cooper. I assume it's Amari Cooper. Brandon Cooks, Rogers. That's a tough squad, bro. I don't know, and that's 12 team league. You only have one player that can be sold, Jeff. I hope you have another league, because everybody's got a league where something's still falling apart. And he probably lost Javonte, and so you've been hit with injuries, whatever. You could sell Kamara. I don't know what you're going to be able to get. I would try and go get a Kenneth Walker and an AJ Brown type of player for Kamara. I would try and roll somebody for 2 players that you shouldn't get for your Kamara, and then you have at least a fighting chance. But you still, at that point, need ETN to explode, London to be a much better wide receiver than he's been lately, for Ritter to get in there and turn London into a little mini Olave, where you got a rookie dropping like wide receiver 2 numbers, and Cooks to bounce back a little bit, or Cooper to do really well again. Then you're in it. But you do need that one trade. Kamara for JT and a Gabe Davis, JT and a Pittman, JT and an Olave type. Like, you could get JT and Olave for Kamara. That would be a win. You need to get probably a guy that's already had a bye, like Swift. So Kamara for Swift and a Gabe Davis, Swift and a Pittman, something like that. Last place. Yeah. Let's see. I keep missing Dalton's message, I think. Let me look for Dalton. I'll look for Dalton's message here in a second. Thank you, Zim, for the super chat, my guy. Overcome with a $10.
To the moon.
Overcome, my guy. Look at this. Look at this guy. 1-5, traded Diggs for Lamb. ETN and J-Rob. I love ETN. I just don't know that he costs so little right now. I'd probably rather have the Diggs side. Don't get mad at me, Overcome, but I'd probably rather have the Diggs side, my guy. I wish you would have brought this to me. But I do believe that ETN is going to surprise. ETN is a fantastic go-get. At the end of the day, if Lamb balls out, this could work out for you very, very well. But fair market value-wise, what these guys go for on the open trade market is definitely in a direction that it has you probably. Well, you got Wait, did you get Waller? No. So there's Lamb. I don't like J-Rob. If you could flip J-Rob, maybe we're talking. If you could turn J-Rob into a B-Rob. If you got Lamb and B-Rob, it'd be different, with ETN. It's not bad. ETN could be the difference maker. I just think Diggs is very, 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 very strong. But this could work out for you. It could. Look, ETN starts balling. Overcome, you're going to be coming back into the live chat, and we're going to be high-fiving together, because I think ETN's going to explode. And if CeeDee Lamb carries his weight and hangs with Diggs, then you're flying high. Okay, so let's not pretend that this can't go in a good direction for you. It definitely can. I like your team. Basically going against CMC, Chubb, Godwin, and Jacobs this week. Hall, Lamb, ETN, Waller, basically go. Okay. Well, Hall and Lamb and ETN can bring the thunder. Steven, or Steve. $10 holler from Steve.
To the moon.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you. Steve says, full PPR, Tua, Pierce, Walker, JJ, Keenan Allen, Kirk, Pitts, Taysom Hill, Ayuk, B-Rob, Madison, Rashad White, Connor, Judy, start this week. And any trades you do, Smitty, appreciate. Okay. I mean, I don't know what I'm swapping out, bro. Your team, assuming Keenan Allen plays, I don't really feel like there's anybody to swap out. I mean, your team is set. If B-Rob can be a flex over like Ayuk, I'd play B-Rob over Ayuk. If you play both of them, so be it. If Keenan Allen's playing, I probably play him over Ayuk. So Ayuk could be the odd man out unless you can start two flexes and Ayuk and B-Rob go into the flex. There's nothing to swap out. As far as trades, I mean, unless you're going to take JJ, you could take Kirk and B-Rob and turn that into a Kirk and B-Rob. You could turn that into, I don't think you could turn that into a JT. I don't think you could turn that into a JT, but you might be able to turn that into a Swift potentially. It's not going to be easy, but I think you got a good squad. And I think you might have to wait for your guys, Walker, Pierce, Keenan Allen. JJ's on a bye, so you're going to get less value from him this week. Pitts hasn't rebounded yet. Taysom Hill slumped. Ayuk's got to do it a little bit more consistently. B-Rob, tough to know what people will value. You need to let this team kind of simmer and gain value, I think, bro, before you can really do anything major with it. Otherwise, shop JJ, see if you can get two really good players for JJ. An offer you can't refuse. Bring it to the chat before you do anything. For sure, but you could probably get like for Justin Jefferson, you could probably get a Diggs and maybe a Walker, or an AJ Brown and a Walker, or Breece Hall and a Pittman is possible, or Breece Hall and Walker, or I'm sorry, Breece Hall and I don't know, something like that. ETN and my ETN and Skywalker production rest of season versus JT. I think I'd rather have, like, this is crazy because like Walker could be as good as JT go forward. We just need to see more of it. We need to see more commitment to him. I don't want to see him get like 50% of the work next week and us go, what is going on here? So it really does depend on that usage. So in a vacuum, JT's got a little more value, but a week from now that can be completely different. ETN is a wild card too, so there's no way to really answer this yet. There's pros and cons. I wish we could say one over the other, but the honest truth is we just don't know. We got a $20 hauler from Justin.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Justin, appreciate you. Hopkins and J-Rob for Swift. I mean, that's textbook. Textbook got him.
Got him.
I have JJ, Diggs, Allen, and Olave at wide receiver. J. Robbins, Swift, Hopkins. For J. Robbins, Swift. Hopkins and J. Rob for Swift. I'm sorry. Yeah, I would probably make sure you get Jamal Williams off waivers if he's sitting there, if somebody dropped him. You know, just one thing I wanted to mention. Angel, if I missed any other $20 haulers, when I see him, I will give you a standing ovation. I just don't know if they slipped in. Amari Cooper, Damian Pierce for AJ Brown, Monty, and Gibson. Amari Cooper and Damian Pierce for AJ Brown, Monty, and Gibson. I would probably say probably the Pierce side, but Angel, it's a little bit of a deceptive trade. I like Pierce more, the bye week, but you know, AJ Brown's tough to trade at the same time, but I would take the Pierce side, especially with the bye week. Just traded Kamara. Mike Williams got Cup. Mike Williams and Kamara.
just been Smitty approved.
Got him.
Yeah, you definitely got him. Also, how does this trade Stevenson, Lamb get JT sound? Stevenson, Lamb get JT. I mean, both of them are fantastic. Both of them doable. I don't know about that. If these are just your ideas you're crafting up, that might be why they look so amazing, because the person's not going to do them. But if those are trade offers, those are both smashes. I don't know. Like, what you don't want to do is send such bad offers to people that they don't want to trade with you anymore. But, you know, at the same time, you want to win the deal, right? But you want to make sure that you're not doing one of these numbers.
If you stop sending me these terrible fantasy football trade offers now, that will be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will tell the commissioner on you.
You don't want to be in Brian Mills' bad graces by offering some kind of... James, I'm going to look to see if I really did miss your super chat. Let's see if James is... James. Let's see here. I don't see your super chat. James Landweber says you missed my super chat. Oh, JK. You're slowing down the show. Someone put James in timeout. Or nah, don't do that. James, you're slowing down the show, James. What up, Smitty? Should I go with consistency from Ertz or the upside of Taysom Hill? I mean, you probably want the consistency in Ertz if you can. But like to hold Hill in case he starts looking consistent again, that's a big advantage if he ends up playing that Deebo Samuel type role, but like almost shifted over to quarterback running back versus wide receiver running back. He's super valuable. People giving up on Taysom Hill, very knee-jerk reactions. Very knee-jerk reactions. No, it froze. What froze, James? James, you're wasting valuable time here, James. Smitty, I don't remember if you hit my super chat. Well, I'm going through them all, so I don't know if I hit it either. We'll find out. What's up? I appreciate your super chat, and I'm going through them as fast as I can. Should I go with consistency or Ertz? I'm going with Ertz if you can for now. If you've got to make a decision, I honestly kind of like the idea of trading down into Hurts and getting more, but like Ertz is more value, so you can definitely make like a trade. But I like Taysom Hill. I like the idea of having Taysom Hill and using Ertz to go get something else. That to me feels like a more attractive situation. Mark Stewart with a super chat. There's nothing attached. I'll try and find something later on you, Mark. But put it in the question or I don't see it. Alex, James Robinson and Everett for Kittle. I have depth in running backs and I have Pitts. James Robinson and Everett for Kittle. It's okay. Kittle's no lock for anything at all, bro. So for me, it's like I probably take the chance on Kittle, but my expectations are very low. Let's see if Mark left something else somewhere. Yesterday, team was caught. Let's see, bench. This is the question that was asked before and after your super chat, so hopefully this is it. Will you trade Chase for Josh Allen? Sorry, I'm having trouble typing on my phone. No problem, Mark. Bench is Rondell Moore, Wan'Dale Robinson, Brian Robinson, K. Williams, Rashad White, Jay Warren. Would you trade Chase for Josh Allen? In a 1 QB league, probably not. However, it's arguable. Like Josh Allen is that valuable, and he can carry you week in and week out. But it's tough without knowing your quarterback. I see a message you have up above where you said you have Kyler. If you have Kyler, then no, you're not going to do this move. If you got no quarterback, you lost Dak or something, and Russell Wilson's been your quarterback, and now he's out. That would be something that I would look into at that point. But past that, no. I mean, there's no way I'm trading Chase away to get Josh Allen if I've got Kyler Murray already. Remember, I traded Lenny and Hopkins for Swift and St. Brown.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Who's doing those deals? Meat Missile. You're taking advantage of all your friends. You better be careful, man. No one's going to pick up the phone anymore. You start blasting them left and right like that. Gilbert with a $20 hauler.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah. My guy, Gilbert says Debo for DeAndre Swift. If you need an RB, give me Swift. You need a wide receiver, give me Debo. They're very, very close, neck and neck. I don't mind either side of this coin. If I had to pick, I'd say give me Swift. Why? One reason. Bye week free. He's bye week free. His bye week's in the rear view.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I mean, that really is a big advantage I think more people need to consider. From Justin, Hopkins and J-Rob for Swift. That was like completely light work. King with a super dollar. Your boy Smitty's brain is fried. Send CD and Hunt for Pierce. Give me Pierce over that. Give me Pierce on that.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I just bye weeks out of the way. Trend you're going to hear me talk about all week with these trades was offered Aaron Jones and St. Brown for Pierce. That one I take the chance on Aaron Jones. This is what I was talking about. This is how you get Aaron Jones for free, people. Like, he's worth this gamble right here because St. Brown and Pierce are neck and neck. They really are. And you're getting Aaron Jones for free, and I'm loving that idea.
You've just been Smitty approved.
And that's the exact kind of offer and package that I've been trying to push people to get in terms of getting Aaron Jones. Everyone's afraid of Aaron Jones. Look, if you own him, you're panicked on him.
Alert.
Very panicked. But at the same time, he's a good buy low. He's a good buy low because you can send some kind of like bad offer.
You are offer sex. You are trade offer sex.
And it's going to get accepted 5 times out of 10. So send a bad offer for Aaron Jones. His owners don't want him. His owners are wanting to like give him away just to wash their hands of the situation, just so they can sleep at night. People are weird. They want to get players off their roster. They like just take them. You know, they don't want to be reminded that they messed up. Then when Aaron Jones bounces back, that owner is going to be so upset. But that's free. You got him free. Ramondre Stevenson, Gabe Davis, Hunt for Swift, Godwin, enough. Ramondre, Gabe Davis, Hunt for Swift, Godwin. Swift, Godwin's probably worth more. However, doesn't mean that Ramondre can't really like mix this up and change this equation. Should he be starting all year long and look like a different player than one where we love him, but we're not 100% sure that he's going to be the guy all year. Brees and Chase for JJ and Walker. Give me Brees and Chase. But, I mean, it's really close. I love JJ a little more than Chase. I love Brees a little more than Walker. Therefore, it's like pros and cons, but give me the Brees Hall side because I think Brees Hall and Chase are both top 8 overall picks if you're drafting today. Brees being top 5 or 6 overall, easy. I think JJ's top 5, so he's up there with Brees Hall. Could be even ranked a spot higher than him or maybe 2. But Walker might be, not that he can't climb into the top 8 overall, like overall, top 8 running backs, but top 8 overall. Right now, he's not there yet. We need more from him. We need more of a commitment from the offense to know for sure that he's a first-round guy. He's like borderline first-rounder. I think he'd go in the second round on the regular. Not everybody's 100% sold. But yeah. What is Crazy saying? Crazy said, yeah, my question on the screen, I didn't answer it. I'm sorry, bro. Crazy says, week 7 flex. Wan'Dale Robinson, Pollard, DJ Moore, Rondell Moore, Mooney, Gallup, and Curtis Samuel. Also, what if Hines and Dion are playing over JT? I'm going Dion. Dion proved himself. You got to go Dion. You never know. They could switch back to Hines. Maybe Hines is just a guy they trust more. But Dion had such a good game. I can't imagine that if JT did miss the game again, which would be alarming, but he's still a great buy low. Buy low being the key word. Buy low. I would go Dion. But as far as your week 7 flex, I'm going to go, I'd probably go with Pollard. But, Rondell Moore isn't a bad option. Hopkins coming back. Hopkins could be banged up. Rondell Moore could be targeted quite a bit. He's a target guy. Mooney's kind of crafty, but a little bit higher risk, but maybe higher reward than Moore. I think Mooney's got that 100-yard and a touchdown potential if he's ever targeted fully and aggressively. Crazy, sorry about that. Hopefully you're good to go on that. But Pollard's probably safer, I guess. But, you never know what you're going to get out of Pollard. He's so electric and so good. You only wish he could just get all the work, I'm not wishing injury upon anybody, but, at some point, Zeke Elliott's got to be shoved aside. But I just feel like Dallas is not going to do that this season. If he's healthy, they're just going to play both of them and play Zeke until he gets driven into the ground. And if Zeke's sharing carries, he's a lot more likely to stay healthy. 1-5, 12 team, half PPR. What do I do? Lost Javonte Williams, and Trey Lance, Tua, Geno, JJ, Amon-Ra, Hall, Walker, Taysom Hill, Higbee, ETN, Sanders, Sky Moore, Gallup, AJ Dillon, Rashad White. You probably want to trade one of your tight ends, so whichever one can get you more. I imagine Higbee will get you more. I love JJ, Amon-Ra, Breece Hall, Walker. Your team's very good. ETN. I'm trading Sanders and Higbee. Sanders and Taysom. Probably Sanders and Higbee for one better player. Whether that's even a reach for an A.J. Brown or a Debo or someone of that caliber. Let's see. Sanders and Higbee for Pierce. I would take Pierce over Sanders. Some might like Sanders more, but I don't. Would I take Tyreek Hill? I would take over that combination. Again, Sanders, it depends on who you're talking to. Sanders is a very, very solid addition. Could you trade Sanders and Geno for Burrow? That might be something that you could explore. Hendricks, appreciate you on the super chat. That was this one, and I believe I did answer that one. You are the man. Jacobson Godwin. Can't believe it. We got to get you on the phone to do this call where we call your commissioner live. Just put him right on the spot, bro. Just call him up. Hello? And he'll be live. Hey, you're live on the show. I gotta ask you a question, bro. What are you doing? What kind of operation you running? What kind of Mickey Mouse commissioning are you doing, bro? Hey, Smitty, I was in the weeds last night. My apologies. 12 team, 4 bench spots, Superflex. Need your thoughts going forward. Fields, Mills, Pickett, Debo, Eckler, Swift, Pierce, Goddard, Cooks, Mooney, Boyd. 4 bench spots, Superflex. You need my thoughts on this team. I mean, I guess I wish Mills was playing better. That's part of that's on me because I pushed Mills really hard during the offseason, and he hasn't been delivering. I still believe in him. If everything falls right for him, he could, get things moving. So I don't know if he's a cut more than you bench him. Pick up Malik Willis if you haven't picked up Malik Willis yet. He'll be a cheat code once he gets into the lineup. Debo, Eckler, Swift, Pierce, very good core, especially in a super flex where you're drafting quarterbacks a tad earlier. So you have Debo and you have Mooney. Mooney's pretty good, actually. Your 3 running backs are phenomenal, and Eckler and Swift and Pierce. Yeah, I like it. I like it, bro. I'm not sure what I'd do with it, though. I feel like maybe... Maybe, yeah, just sit tight. Let some guys gain value. I like it, Wood. It's a good team. I'm trying to force myself to say something, but I don't think you should make any trades. Unless you're going after a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers on the cheap somehow using Pickett and like Brandon Cooks or something. Or, you go a little cheaper at tight end, you get rid of Goddard and you upgrade into a Burrow or a Aaron Rodgers or a Brady, which I find hard to it's hard for me to imagine you getting that done in a super flex. So I kind of feel like you got to wait for some of these guys to gain some extraordinary value. I think Debo, Eckler, Swift, Pierce, and Goddard is a phenomenal core. I like the team a lot. I don't think you need to make a move right now, or at least don't force a move. If a move comes to you, or you can, get maybe rid of a potential Debo Samuel on the high to get a Higgins and a player. Like example, you somehow some way get like a Walker and a Higgins using your what wide receiver did you have? You had Debo. So if you could get like Higgins and Walker or something for Debo and like Boyd or Cooks or something like that. Low Life says Stevenson, Thielen, and Gabe Davis Pitts. Give me Gabe Davis and Pitts, but Stevenson and Thielen is pretty arguable, pretty close. I like it. Nagra dropped a super chat. Goff rest of season, but would you stream Jimmy G this week? I would not. I would play Goff. I think the Lions could win the game. Trust your gut. Don't put Goff in if you think he's going to bomb. But I think Goff's going to do okay. As long as St. Brown is back and Swift is back. We'll find out, okay? Bree Hall and Ramondre for JT. Probably in one, like as long as you got Breece Hall in another league, I would not trade him if this is your only share of Breece Hall. You're going to be upset. But it's a good value. It makes sense. It's not a horrible trade at all. And it could go either direction. Trade AJ Brown and Jones for Diggs. AJ Brown and Jones. Who's Jones? Julio Jones, Aaron Jones. This could be several different players. If it's Aaron Jones, I would say that's too much, I think, for Diggs because AJ Brown's really good. If it's like Julio or whatever, I don't care. I'm trading. I'm getting Diggs for AJ Brown. I'd rather have Diggs, but it is close and arguable. If it's AJ or Aaron Jones, too much. Matt, appreciate your super chat. Let me see if I can find your question real quick. Felton, how much would you say strength of schedule affects JT? I think that strength of schedule is important when it looks really, really bad for a player, or you're looking at like the playoffs and you see like the Bucks or the run D against your team, against your top running back. Then I start concerning myself with strength of schedule. But past that, I don't focus too much on it because there's so much injury that happens. Like example, look at the Niner defense is so banged up right now. If you started planning on your draft picks and your acquisitions around the Niners defense facing your guy or something like that, and then they're injured and banged up and then they're vulnerable, it's like you're definitely like, setting yourself up for disappointment to be focused too heavily on that kind of thing when it's volatile. Teams are going to change it up. Teams are going to get injured. Things are going to happen. Appreciate your super chat. Wish I could send super chat, but I forgot my password. Sorry, Corey. Appreciate you though. We'll open the phone lines soon. I can't promise you'll get in, Corey. You just got to fight like everybody else. 12 league: Joe Burrow, Etienne Walker, Tyreek Hill, Chase Pitts, DK Swift, Rashad White, Duvernay, Rondell Moore, Pickens, and Njoku, Patterson, Jamison Williams. How can I improve? Joey B, Etienne Walker, very, very strong core there with some craftiness in them running backs, bro. Then Tyreek Hill, Chase, Pitts, very good wide receivers. DK, Swift. Oh, God, you have Swift too? I'd say Swift is your running back 1, bro. And put ETN in that flex if you're going to list it like this, because it's hard to decipher when you've got your better players like listed later. But Swift is your running back 1. Walker's your 2. ETN's your flex. It's a phenomenal team. Tyreek, Chase, Pitts. Not much to work with here, bro. I don't know that you even need to make any improvements. You got a great quarterback. You got the Chase Burrow stack. You got Tyreek Hill. You got Pitts. You got Walker. You got ETN. You got Swift. I like it. Make sure you get Jamal Williams. Don't leave him out there in case you, let's see, do you have him, Jamal? I don't see Jamal. I see Jamison Williams. How do you improve? I don't think you need to. I think your team's really fire, bro. I think it's really, really good. And it's a lot of players that I like. I'm not interested in moving this team around. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you. Dalton. He said he would still trade JT for Dalvin and Henderson for Sutton. Dalvin and Henderson. He would still trade JT for Dalvin and Henderson for Sutton. I don't know what you mean. You get Sutton. Sure. I mean, you basically they're trying to make the deal better for you. Of course, I would take it. But I have CMC and Dobbins in running back, and that's all. Is it still smart? Is it still smart to trade Dalvin and Henderson for JT and Sutton? Yes, it's still very, very smart. Yeah. Blake with a $2 hauler. Blake says, Chubb for CMC. Mixon plus Walker for JT ETN. Give me JT ETN all day long. The other one, that's very even. It's preference. I mean, in some cases, I might like CMC more than I like Chubb. In some cases, I might like Chubb more than I like CMC. Scoring can matter. How the wind's blowing can matter. They're very, very close. Dalton says, Dalton. Appreciate you, Dalton, with the $2 hauler. Brewer, Hopkins, and J-Rob for Swift. I think I might have already got to this one. Swift is a home run. Absolute home run. Jonathan Lee, appreciate your super chat. I don't know if you sent a question. Trade away Kamara for Kenneth Walker and Olave. Trade away Kamara for Kenneth Walker and Olave. I would take Kenneth Walker and Olave for Kamara. I would. That would be a very good trade. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate you. Sam Lopez. $5 hauler. 4-2. QB Hurts, Lawrence, Mills. Running backs Hall, Walker, Dillon, B-Rob, ETN. Very good. Chase, JJ, DK. I mean, bro, that's a phenomenal team. I don't know that there's anything to even advise you to do. Superflex, I love Lawrence. I love Hurts. Your quarterbacks are fire. Hall, Walker, ETN. You've got upside guys in B-Rob, ETN, and Dillon. You have JJ and Jamar Chase and DK. I can't imagine somebody having a better wide receiver room. There's nothing to move. There's nothing to move. There's nothing for you to do other than maybe trade B-Rob and I don't know, like B-Rob and DK to upgrade DK. But that's it. Like, that's all you can do. That's the only move that I want you to make. I want Hall. I want Walker on your team. Maybe you can trade B-Rob. Yeah. That's good, bro. I like it. I don't think I'm trading anything. Do you have ETN? Let's see. ETN. No. Maybe. Yeah, you have ETN. You have ETN too. B-Rob and ETN. Maybe you trade one of those guys away, but that's the only thing I can think of, bro. Maybe you upgrade Lawrence a little bit using B-Rob. I would maybe try that. But that's it. The team's great. I'm holding it. Trade away Kamara for Kenneth Walker and Olave. I already answered yes on that one. I like that. Tony, appreciate you. Trade away Lockett and Henderson, Mike Evans for Swift, Kirk, and Hollywood. Lockett, Henderson, Mike Williams for Swift. Give me Swift side. I think I already answered that one. Crazy. I got to yours. Thank you. Nagra, appreciate you. Should I trade my Swift, T. Higgins, A.J. Dillon, and Geno for his Brees and Cup? Swift, T. Higgins, Dillon, Geno. So Swift, T. Higgins for Mixon, or for Brees and Cup. Give me Brees and Cup all day long. Brees and Cup for Swift, T. Higgins, A.J. Geno. Yeah. That one's easy. Cakewalk. $10 holler. This one's from Drink the Punch. 12-man league. I'm 3-3. Jimmy G, Jamar Chase, CD. So Chase, CD, Kamara, Brees, very strong. Goddard, Mike Williams, Olave, I like a lot. Should I make a move for JT? Should I make a move for JT or Pittman? I would take, I'm so tired. I'm about to fall asleep on this live. I don't know if you guys can tell how tired I am. I'm exhausted. I don't know if I'm going live later tonight. I'm exhausted. Your boy Smitty is just zapped out. But I got a video I'm dropping tonight on ETN, so I can't go to bed yet. But I will probably, I may get a second boost of energy and go do a Q&A tonight. You never know. Always keep your notifications on. Always keep your notifications on. Trade away Waddle for Debo straight up. I'd probably take Debo. Pitts and King Henry for Jacobs and Walker. I mean, Jacobs and Walker is interesting. I'm not sure. Smitty, your eyes are so low. Low? My eyes are low? What's that mean? My eyes are low? Should I make a move for JT or Pittman? Yeah, I mean, look, Kamara, Brees. I'd trade Kamara for JT, and you could probably get something if you want. Would I trade Chase? No. Would I trade Brees? No. Would I trade Mike Williams? Yes. Mike Williams and Goddard even. Whatever. You know, JT is going to be either very cheap or very expensive. Probably have to see. I see you giving up Kamara, and I would take JT, but in some cases you can get more. Like in some cases, Kamara is worth more. So, but I would do it straight up. Honestly, I would. I would love JT for Kamara. Kamara's got risk of off the field issues and all that on top of injuries and in the offense. Easy one for me. Matthew Blue says you missed my super chat, but did I? Did I, Matthew? Let me look. Matthew Blue says I missed the super. No, I didn't, Matthew. You're just down a ways, bro. Hang tight. 8-team Saquon T for Cup Aaron Jones. Pretty even, man. I'm not going to lie, Jose. That's even. Probably take... God. I feel like Aaron Jones could bounce back, man. I'd probably take Saquon and T. Higgins, but that's really tough. I think Aaron Jones could bounce back. That's really, really tough. Trade Kenneth Walker, Schultz for Juju, Kittle, and A.J. Dillon.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
No, Big Lucius. Trade Swift for Hall. I'd take Hall. However, the bye week's so nice, bro. If you're like 5-1 or 6-0, maybe you do take Hall. If you're like 2 wins, maybe Swift is a little more valuable that the bye week's out of the way, but he still could have a shoulder reemergence issue, you know. So, you know, I kind of lean Hall. I kind of just lean Hall in general and just say, you know what, I'm going to make the playoffs anyway, bye week, whatever. You know, I think I'm just going to go, final answer, I'm going to go Hall. $10 hauler from Robert. Oops, wrong button.
To the moon.
Robert, appreciate you. Robert says, need flex Mooney, Wan'Dale Robinson, Brian Robinson. Which one to drop? Need a defense. Broncos, Bengals, Packers, Cardinals, Titans. I'll probably go with the Packers or Bengals in that order if it's this week. Jonathan Taylor, Walker, Jacoby, Godwin, Tyreek, and Joku. Flex Mooney, Wan'Dale Robinson, Brian Robinson. I'd probably go flex Brian Robinson. Yeah. And then with this last question. Team. Okay, that was just your team. Yeah. All right. I took care of you there. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you for dropping the super chat. Thank you for the fire. Henderson Jr. for Juju. Give me Henderson. I don't trust Juju at all. I don't want anything to do with Juju. G Money. I got the following offer. I get Pickett, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones. I give Burrow, JT, B Rob. Oof. Pickett. Would Pickett be your starter though, G Money? I forget what your quarterback situation looks like beyond Burrow. So Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones for JTB Rob Burrow. I kind of feel like, oh my God, man. I kind of feel like Devontae and Aaron Jones. I'm taking JT Burrow B Rob. Because B Rob could be as good as Aaron Jones. He really could. I like Aaron Jones. I'm buying Aaron Jones on the cheap. I think you could come around and do a separate deal where you just buy Aaron Jones on the cheap. But B-Rob could be as good as Aaron Jones. He just could. JT's better than Adams, or at least equal. And Joe Burrow, crushes. So, yeah, Burrow's side says Travis. Hold so even. Yeah, it was even at first, but then as I started to break it down, I'm like, B-Rob needs more credit. B-Rob needs more credit. So I'm going to say at first I thought it was close to even. It's not to me now. After looking at it, just digesting it a little bit. Plus I'm tired. I'm a little slow on the uptake today. Pierce or Walker and Sutton. Give me Pierce because the bye is out of the way and I'm not concerned with Sutton right now. Pierce or Walker for JT. Wait a minute. Pierce or Walker and Sutton for JT. I guess I don't want you to trade Walker, though. I don't want you to trade Walker, Diego. If I had to pick, what's so weird is now that I'm trading for JT, it's like I want to not get rid of Walker. I don't know. It's so tough. Walker could be top 5. I know a lot of you think that Walker isn't on the same level as Hall. And I love Hall. Okay? I love Hall. You guys know how much I love Hall, but you also know how much I love Walker. In 1 week's time, we could be seeing Walker and Hall neck and neck. But the bye week, Pierce, I think I'm going to go ahead and say give me the Pierce side. But I do take JT. I do make that deal. This one is from Henry, $10 hauler, 12-team half PPR. I have Amari Cooper, Hopkins, Diggs as my wide receivers. I got offered Mark Andrews for my Amari Cooper and Goddard, currently 5-1. Bro, come on. You're getting Andrews and all you have to give up is Goddard and Amari Cooper? Like, take a lap for asking. Take a lap. Because you need a victory lap, Henry, on top of that. And I want you to also relish in the got him.
Got him.
Unbelievable. Some of these deals are just like, it's like Bizarro World. Swift or Stevenson at the flex this week. You know what? We got to address that on Friday or Saturday. For now, put Swift in, but like if we feel like he's limited, we got to look at some things, okay? Or we hear more about Stevenson's role. $10 hauler from
To the moon.
Saul. Appreciate you, Saul. 10-man PPR 3-3. Murray, Kamara, Hall, JJ Lamb, Higbee, Higgins. Very good. Damian Pierce. Woo! Benches, B-Rob. Any trades to make this better? B-Rob and Lamb for top 5 wide receiver. B-Rob and Kamara for JT. London and Kamara for JT. Definitely taking all those approaches, my guy. Or B-Rob and Lamb for, for the top 5 wide receiver. That would be easy for me. That would be the trade I'm looking to do. James with the super chat. James says J. Herb, CMC, Lamb, St. Brown, Kelsey. Eckler, JT, benches, Walker. Wow, you can't have them on your bench, bro. J. Herb, CMC. What are we gonna do here? Eckler, JT, CMC. What are you playing in a 2-man league, James? Like, what are we looking at here? J-Rob, CMC, Kelsey, Lamb, St. Brown, Eckler, JT, Walker. What are we doing here, bro? This is a 2-man league. It has to be a 2-man league. How are you going to have Kelsey on top of that? How are you going to have a top of round 2 pick back on draft day? JT, you must have made some monster trades, bro. Do I play Kyler or Khalil Herbert? Do you play Kyler or Khalil Herbert? In a super flex, you got to play Kyler. If I'm getting that right. If that's Justin Herbert, not Khalil Herbert, then I'm putting Kyler in until we know what's what, bro. With Herbert, till Herbert bounces back, I suppose. You know what? I'm starting Herbert. I start Herbert for one more week, and then he's got his bye week. I trust him. I trust Herbert. If this is Khalil Herbert, I think you meant Justin Herbert. Green Bay or Broncos? I go Green Bay. I'm not trusting the Broncos with anything, my guy. Like nothing. That's an amazing team, bro. What are you doing with that team? How'd you even get that? That's crazy. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Even in an auction draft, I mean, you'd have to make some weird trade to get that team. That's crazy. Sun God for Fournette. I'd rather have St. Brown. I have Chase, St. Brown, A.J. Brown, Kirk, D. Hopkins. Running backs are Sanders, Henry, Walker. You're fine at running back. I'd rather just have like B-Rob as my third running back than to start trading away St. Brown for Fournette. Like, no. No. This one, Chase for Lamb and Gabe Davis. I'd rather have Jamar Chase. As much as I love Gabe Davis and adding Gabe Davis in, I just think Jamar Chase is a guy that's on a whole nother level. He's 5th already off of one good game. He's number 5. He had one good game. He's number 5. Actually, he had 2 good games. He had a good game in week 1. Furthermore, listen to Smitty's advice, everyone. I didn't draft a running back till round 9, and now I have the top running back core in the league by preying on panicking Peters. Attaboy, James. Appreciate you. James, put what you did on Instagram. Tag me. And if you tag me, I'll be able to repost it on my stories. So tell a little bit of a story on that, and I'll repost it for you. But you got to tag me on stories on Instagram. Rag says, Muth and Deontay for Goddard. I probably take Goddard, to be honest. Hold up 5. Who should I start? Cooks, Samuel, or Robert Woods? I would probably go, I suppose, Cooks, as long as he's healthy. What did Cooks even do last week? And let's see, Dawson, I still need to get your... What's up, Michael K. CPA? Appreciate you being here, my guy. Dalton, not Dawson. Dalton. Okay, Dalton, I'm going to look for your message here. Dalton, I'm going to send you a voice message, and I want you to send me a voice message back, okay? Dalton. Why can't I find your Instagram message, my dude? Where are you at? I can't find him anywhere. Dalton. Dalton, send me another message. Just type something and bump it. 350 of you in here. Please punch that thumb up button. 240 likes. Appreciate you. Super chats. We're almost at the end, and then we're going to take some phone calls and do some voicemails. So hang tight. We're almost to all the super chats. Matthew with a $10 hauler. Matthew.
To the moon.
Thank you, Matthew, for your super chat. Matthew says 2-4, 10-team PPR. Any trades I should make? I got Lamar, JT, Lenny, JJ, Chase, Lamb, Pittman, Godwin, ETN, Connor. I'm probably trading Godwin. I'm probably trading Lenny. Godwin and Lenny for one better running back. You already got JT. Go get a Breece Hall using Godwin and Lenny. Kenneth Walker using Lenny alone. You know, maybe throw in a Connor. Pierce using Lenny. I'm getting out of Swift using Lenny. And you got to throw in a Connor. Do it. You get Swift or Hall or Walker or Pierce, I think you're in a very good spot. And keep in mind that bye week advantage. Lucas traded B-Rob, Mike Williams for Higgins. It's kind of a lot. I like B-Rob a lot. So B-Rob is close enough to Higgins. I like Higgins more than B-Rob, but to throw Mike Williams in, I don't know. Maybe Mike Williams is nothing. It's hard to know. He could bounce back. But it's okay. I don't think you blasted him. I don't think he blasted you. I think it's very arguable on both sides. Zach, appreciate your $5 hauler. Trade Kamara and Joku, 6-rounder for Kelsey, in a 2-man vet keeper league. Assuming you've got keeper value with Kelsey, you know, I suppose I really do think that could be okay for you if you can win now. But Kamara and Kelsey both have very decent value for 2022. So you can make arguments on either side. I suppose I like Kelsey a little bit more, but it's definitely an arguable trade, just like the last one. You could argue both sides, not one over the other. Corey with the super chat. Corey, appreciate you. Corey finally figured it out. Corey says 2 QB league. My team is Joey cigar smoking Burrow, B-Rob, Aaron Jones, Mike Williams, Godwin, Taysom Hill, Zeke, T-Law, 49ers. Bench is bench. He wants Burrow and Godwin for Swift and Walker and Daniel Jones. So you have T-Law, though. And this is a 1 QB league, right? No, 2 QB. I hate the idea of you starting Daniel Jones. Swift, Walker, Burrow, Godwin. I think I take the Swift and Walker and Daniel Jones side. I think I take it. And then, because you're getting Hopkins too. That's a lot of talent, man. That's a lot of talent. And Daniel Jones maybe squeaks by, but I try pick up Malik Willis off of waivers and hold him for when he gets in there. I don't mind this trade. Superflex is tough. I don't mind this trade though, Corey. I think you can pull it off. That's a lot of talent. Plus, you can make other trades. So I would definitely. Stuart, sorry for the confusion earlier. Text Smitty, appreciate you. No, don't worry about it, Stuart. How do I attach my text message in the super chat? I'm only able to send one with no text box. You just gotta type it out, and then when you hit super chat, it should give you an ability to type in the message. And I think this is what your question was referring to, that one. I can usually find the message right next to it. 12-man PPR, A-Rod, Kamara, B-Hall, Chase, Cup, Godwin, Sutton, Pitts. Yesterday traded Lenny, Kyler Murray, and Pickens for Cup and A-Rod. Smash.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I mean, look, A-Rod and Kyler, you could argue, man. Lenny for Cup, are you out? It's crazy. You got him, bro. You got him.
Got him.
Fantastic. Stuart, you did good. Did real good, buddy. All right. Where am I at? I'm all over the place tonight. 1 of 5, trying to make some moves. Just traded AK for Tyreek. I don't mind that. Thinking of also getting Amon-Ra St. Brown for DK and Higgins. That's an overpay, but it's understandable. He's bye week free, go forward, but it feels a little too much. Like, I like DK and Higgins a lot. So I think you need more. Rather DK since I have Burrow. I think you need to also getting Amon-Ra St. Brown for, yeah. If you're getting St. Brown, you need something a little extra on that one. It's just a little much, bro. Because DK is really undervalued. And so is Higgins. Trade JJ Mixon for Swift, AJ Brown, Kirk. JJ Mixon, Swift, AJ. I think I saw this one earlier, Prodigy, and I called it out. I think I go Swift and Mixon, or I'm sorry, I go JJ and Mixon, but I try and then flip Mixon into Swift or Mixon into Hall, or I don't fully trust Mixon, but that JJ side is too tough with JJ involved to pass on the opportunity that Mixon turns it around, or that you could trade Mixon. I have Swift, Kamara, ETN, and Mostert. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Lockett, Sutton, Thielen, Curtis Samuel. Would you trade ETN for Amari Cooper? No. I want ETN. I'm not going near that. I want ETN. Matthew says I missed a super chat. No, I didn't. Matthew, I did not. Smutty, I know it's early, but 2023 rookie rankings. Yeah, you're going to get those in December probably. I mean, I'll do maybe an early article. Yeah, Bijan Robinson's going to be in the top maybe 8 to 10 overall on the rankings before he's even in a landing spot, bro. It's going to be craziness. I can't wait. Robinson's such a phenomenal talent, and if he lands in the right spot, which he may or may not, it's tough to know. $10 hauler from Frost. Trade thoughts or keep riding Josh Allen, Lenny, Pierce, Chase, Diggs, Tyreek. I'm trading if I can, bro. I'm trading B-Rob and Lenny, or better yet, a wide receiver. Let's go with, I don't know. I guess, yeah, Lenny and B-Rob to a running back needy team. Hopefully that JT owner needs some running backs. You get rid of Lenny and B-Rob for JT, you're a magician. If you get rid of Lenny and B-Rob for Hall, I even like that. You know, go to all those teams that have one running back, but a very, very good one. You know, Chubb, Barkley, any one of the top 5 guys. And Breece Hall's in that 5-6 range for sure. So B-Rob and Lenny, if you can get away with sending, yeah, I'd rather keep Ramondre, I think, than B-Rob, but that's close. If you could get away with sending Lenny and Singletary, though, I mean, do that. Don't get rid of Chase. Don't get rid of Pierce. Don't get rid of Diggs. Don't get rid of Tyreek. Don't get rid of Josh Allen. You don't need to make any trades. If those trades don't go through, you don't need to do anything. You can hang tight because your team's absolute fire. Faith, appreciate you. Faith says, have Pierce, Stevenson, Walker, who to start? I'd start Walker and Pierce, but I mean, you certainly need to make a trade, potentially. Should I offer Pierce and Olave for Hall? Yeah, I probably would do that. That's a lot to give, but I probably would do that, especially in your bind that you're in. Wide receiver, I have Hill, JJ, Godwin. I'd probably rather, am I crazy for wanting to keep Olave and send Godwin packing? Dalton, send me an Instagram direct message, please. I don't know why I can't find you. I'm searching for you and I'm not finding you. Dalton, is Dalton saying he's sending me a... Dalton says it's a super chat. Yeah, but Dalton, I wanted a message on Instagram, bro. Dalton, you're a hard man to get a hold of. Faith, thank you for your super chat. Have Pierce, Stevenson, Walker, who to start? Yeah, so you're putting Stevenson on the bench, but you can make a trade. Should I offer Pierce, Olave? So what do you guys like? Pierce and Olave, or do you like Hall? Can you guys please vote? Izzy, I'll send you an email after, okay? Yeah, I got your Instagram. Okay, I'm gonna... Let's see here. There we go. All right, Dalton, this is an audio message for you, pal. You can send me an audio message back. Are we getting your commissioner on the line or not? Let me know. We'll figure it out. Give me a phone number to call. I'll call you. You add your commissioner on three-way, and we put him on blast. All right? Deal? All right, we'll try and work that out. Can I get Damian Harris for? You're not going to get rid of Damian Harris for anything, I don't think, Hero. I just don't think he's worth anything. No one wants to trade for Damian Harris, especially Hurt. Like, once he gets back, we can have a conversation, but no one's coming after Damian Harris, bro. No one even cares. Stevenson, Walker, what do we get on this? Olave, Godwin, Hall side. Go get Hall. Go get Hall in this deal. I like it. Yeah. I almost like getting rid of Godwin over Olave, though. I don't know if anybody disagrees with me. Jimenez with a...
To the moon.
Jimenez, 4-2. He won't. Commissioner said it wasn't a bad trade. Everyone else didn't like it in the group. Well, let's call someone that didn't like it. Let's put him on blast, bro. Sweet baby Rays. Dropping the 50. Let's go. Mashed potatoes. Yeah, buddy. Look at this. Sweet baby dropping the wad on the screen. Look at this. Appreciate you. 12-man PPR 4-2. Burrow, JT, CMC, Lamb, Pittman, Gabe Davis, Hurts, Bench, Pollard, Wilson Jr., Rondell, Dobbs, Rashad White, Z Jones, Gino. Another team in my league has Hurts, Brees, Etienne, Aaron Jones, Jefferson, Hopkins, Ertz. Any ideas? Another team in my league has Hurts, Brees, Etienne. So we're going after Jefferson, Brees, Etienne, Aaron Jones. We're using, let's see here. From your team, I like the idea of getting rid of Wilson. I don't know how valuable he is to this owner. I like your JT CMC. I'm not touching that necessarily, but if I could get rid of CMC for Brees Hall, let's see. Could you do CMC and Lamb for Brees Hall and JJ? That I would do. CMC and Lamb for Brees Hall and JJ. And if you got to get rid of Jeff Wilson Jr., who's going to lose value anyway, to get that deal done, like, don't add that in right away. But I think that's probably what I would try and do. I keep JT. I keep Burrow. I keep Pittman. I keep Gabe Davis because I don't think you get enough bang for your buck on that. The main sells are going to be Lamb, and I trade Lamb for Brees Hall straight up, regardless of the receiver impact, as long as you can start all three. And then I would obviously do that CMC Lamb for Brees and JJ. Would I trade CMC for JJ straight up? Probably, even though, yeah, I'd do that. Although you're going to be in a running back bind if you do that, but I almost don't care if you can get anything back at all. You could probably, I wonder if you could trade CMC. Aaron Jones on the cheap would be good. Jeff Wilson Jr. and maybe a Rondale Moore, Dobbs, or Pollard, or that might be it to try and get Aaron Jones on the cheap. ETN. You could do Jeff Wilson Jr. for ETN. Those are all just ideas, but I would definitely try and do the CMC Lamb for Breece Hall and JJ. Appreciate your super chat, good buddy, good pal. You're the man. Villarreal says, would you take DK and D-Hop for Henry and Sutton? I would rather have Henry and Sutton, but then I maybe flip Henry still. But Henry's worth more, I think. Trade day, and thank you, Eduardo. Trade day, wide receiver 2, Lazard or Godwin. You got to go Godwin right now. Taysom Hill or Kittle. I go Taysom Hill. But that's me. I'm okay with what Taysom Hill did last week. It is what it is. Like I don't think he's just gonna vanish, but it's a risk. I'm willing to take. Non-PPR, Sanders, Schultz, or Amon-Ra. Give me Amon-Ra. Even though it's non-PPR, I still feel like he's a monster, bro. Hit that thumb up button. We got 319 people still in here. Punch that thumb up button, and let's get that to 300 likes during the show here. Non-PPR. Oh, I already did that. Thank you for the super chat, my guy. Nick. Half PPR, trade CMC for Walker or Pierce plus Devontae Smith. No, I like Walker. I like where your mind's at, but you need more because fair market value commands it. CMC's worth more than Walker right now. Walker's on his way to that value, but you can't play that game where you're paying before he gets to it, or you're going to get burned more times than not. So definitely be patient and don't just trade away. You know, I want Walker. I'm going to give you CMC. Like you're owed more. Trade Kamara for Hall. Maybe add a small player. I probably take Hall. But I definitely want to get something in addition because, and if you can't, you can't. I mean, I do it straight up, but you're owed a little bit extra player. I don't think you owe a little extra player, just to make sure Rock Out, we're on the same page there. Rock Out, appreciate you. Rock Out to the moon.
To the moon.
Michael, 10-man PPR, running backs are Mixon, Barkley, ETN. Would you trade Barkley for Hall and Pierce? Yes.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Not everybody would, but I would. I think Hall and Pierce are better than just Barkley. Would you trade Hall? Would you trade Barkley for Hall and Pierce? Yes. Dawn, trade Waddle and Chubb, receive JJ and Swift. Waddle and Chubb, yeah.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Got him.
I mean, Waddle and Chubb's good, but give me JJ and Swift all day. Swift's had his bye week. This is a deal I'm doing. Make sure you get Jamal. It's a little risky, understand that, because you don't know what Swift's going to do, but we have a good idea. We have a good idea. He's going to be running to the touch, running and taking a short little scamper, a little pass, a little dump off pass, about 80 yards, scamper into the end zone. That's what we know he's capable of doing. Dude's electric. Dude could take a house on any moment. Jefferson, Mostert, Ayuk, Pierce, Gallup, Walker. What are we looking at here? Jefferson, Mostert, Ayuk, Pierce, Gallup, Walker. I'm not sure what this means. Let me see if there's some other message out there somewhere. Jefferson, Mostert, Ayuk, Pierce, Gallup, Walker. If you're getting JJ and that colon in the middle is the divide, JJ side. As much as well, what do you guys think? I mean, it's JJ, right? Walker and Pierce versus JJ, Mostert, Ayuk, or is anybody taking Walker and Pierce? Maybe Walker and Pierce is more valuable than JJ. Can we get a vote? Can we get a vote? Yeah, Elias, I just didn't understand where the where the trade, like it was the colon. I see the colon now. It said Jefferson period, Mostert comma, Ayuk, semicolon or colon, Pierce comma, Gallup comma, Walker. So like the period threw me off. I'm taking Walker, Pierce. Yeah, at first I was like JJ, but I don't know. I'm liking. Look, Walker. The chat's unanimous, and the more I'm looking at it, I love Jefferson, but John says JJ. I think I'd go get Walker and Pierce, especially if you need running backs. We don't know your exact situation, but especially if we need running backs. I'm gonna take the Walker Pierce side. Pierce is gonna get, as I put on screen earlier. Pierce is gonna get 20 plus carries a game moving forward. This is from Lovey, the Lovinator, Lovey Smith. Damian Pierce needs to get at least 20 carries a game, says Lovey Smith. So you'd have Pierce, Hall, and Walker. Yeah, I'd probably do that trade. That's a good move. Thank you for your super chat. Sorry I couldn't figure it out right away. I was a little thrown off by the way it was written. My bad. Okay, thank you. Hooli, $10 holler trade ideas. Pittman, AJ Brown, Curtis Samuel, Eckler, JT, Ramondre, B-Rob. You got some trade value here. Everett, Kittle. You could trade one of the tight ends to a tight end needy team. You give him B-Rob or Ramondre, and you get yourself a bigger name player. You could trade Pittman and B-Rob for a slight upgrade at wide receiver. I keep Eckler. I keep JT. Tight ends or quarterbacks are good. You get 2 tight ends. It's good. AJB and B-Rob. AJB and Ramondre for an absolute monster. Try for Chase, Cup, JJ. You know, if you can't get that using AJ Brown and Ramondre, then I don't know how far down I go past Jamar Chase though for that package. But Kittle and Brian Robinson, that might get you a Kenneth Walker. Not that you necessarily need a running back for that, but maybe you then make a Ramondre trade later. But you could also get using B-Rob and Kittle and B-Rob. Yeah, so Walker, Kittle and B-Rob for Walker, and I'd do that. And then I'd figure it out the next step. Kittle and B-Rob for Debo might be something you could do. I just use that package until you get to a point where it doesn't feel like it's an upgrade anymore, and then stop. Don't overspend or anything. PPR, trade Dillon, Pitts for Walker. Give me Walker in a heartbeat, and yes, I'll give you a got him on that one for sure.
Got him.
That's pretty good. Hold up 5 thoughts on stardom and sit-em videos. That's what we do pretty much. That's pretty much what I do for 3 straight hours when we do these live streams is stardom, sit-em. I could do a stupid stardom, sit-em video where I'm like, okay, we're going to talk about 5 guys. Do we start them? Yeah, I'm starting Ramondre this week. He's got a great matchup. I'm a boring fantasy football show. Hi, I'm just a regular fantasy football show. This is the good fantasy football show. 3 hours of every single person's individualized question. Or we could go with, hi, this is a regular fantasy football show where I'm going to talk to my counterpart right next to me, and we're going to ignore the live chat, and we're going to tell you 5 names that we're starting. We're starting Kenneth Walker in week number 7. Kenneth Walker, come on down. We're going to start Ramondre Stevenson this week. We're going to start, you know what I mean? So it's a good question. I'm not clowning on your super chat. I'm merely saying, we do these. This is all we do. Start, you know what I mean? I don't know anybody that has a longer start sit video than me. Mine's just personalized. But those, you know what I mean? Like those videos are lame to me. Don't you agree, Hold'em? All right, thank you, Hold'em. Hold'em, I'll look for your reply. Mike Powers.
To the moon.
Let me look for Mike Powers' message. He may have asked a question. An additional. Get some rest. You deserved it. You missed my $20 hauler. D. Hopkins for Kenneth Walker. I take Kenneth Walker and I run. And you got him there, Mike Powers.
Got him.
Hey, Mike, are you still here? I'm sorry, Mike, if I missed. I don't know that I missed. Did I miss your $20 hauler? I think I called you out when you dropped it. But I appreciate you. Yeah, I called it out right when you did it. I said Mike Powers. I put it on screen. I don't know how you missed that. I definitely remember putting your super chat on screen immediately. But thank you, Mike. Are you still here, Mike? Kenneth Walker over Hopkins all day long, Mike. Do it live. Jimenez says, I had your question, didn't answer it. Um, 4-2, 12 team. JT, Saquon, Pierce, Walker, Ramondre, B-Rob, Eli on IR. CD, Hollywood, Curtis Samuel, Dobbs, Pickens, Pierce for Amon-Ra, or hold for hesitant to trade. Ziggy, stop. I didn't say anything that sounded like his name. Why is he speaking to me? CD, Hollywood, Curtis Samuel. Okay. Pierce for Amon-Ra. Yeah, I mean, you've got good running backs, and you could use the wide receiver. I go get Amon-Ra. They both had their bye week. I love both of them. I personally would try and trade Ramondre and B-Rob for Amon-Ra and keep Walker, Pierce, and Saquon Jimenez. Jimenez, you're still here? Where's Powers? Powers, you still here, bro? All right. Man, my eyes are shutting. I've never fallen asleep on a show before, but I might. Which is going to be funny. It'll be good for you guys. If I fell asleep during the show, it would be funny. And Kirk for Herbert. Justin Herbert. Easy. And come on. Take a lap for asking.
You've just
That's like asking, should I breathe? Christian Kirk for Herbert. Look, Herbert's worth that gamble. He's worth it. He's going to bounce back. You know, he'll bounce. He's a baller. 12-man, 0.5 PPR, 3 wide receivers have Joe Burrow, Jamar, Sutton, Lazard, Swift, Ramondre, bench, Etienne and B-Rob. Great trade bait. Let's see here. Trade advice. I don't know how you're going to get rid of him at this point, but Sutton's garbage. But Sutton and B-Rob for A.J. Brown. Sutton, B-Rob for, I mean, even like a Debo, A.J. Brown, St. Brown, like any of those would easily get it done for me. Easily. I'd just punch it. I'd even throw in London. And London's a good throw-in. Etienne, I hold. Swift, I hold. Jamar, I hold. Sutton, I just want to upgrade Sutton. Sutton into Higgins. I don't know if I'd throw B-Rob into that, but I might be tempted to just get rid of Sutton as high as I can. Sutton's been playing pretty well. There's definitely receivers that can be had at that Omar. I think it wouldn't be that tough. Thank you for your super chat. Just keep trying that package until you get to a point where it doesn't feel like you're upgrading anymore. Trade Chubb, Kyler, and Sutton for Hall and Walker. Chubb, Kyler, and Sutton for Hall and Walker. Yes, I take Hall and Walker. It seems like a lot you're giving up, but at the same time, bro, it's they're both gonna be monsters in my opinion. $10 super chat from Robert.
To the moon.
Robert, my guy. Robert, my fault. I need to drop one of these guys, Mooney, Wandell, Robinson. For that defense you gave me, I only have Mooney and Wandell Robinson in the flex. Thanks. My fault. I need to drop one of these guys, Mooney, Wandell Robinson, or Brian Robinson. You kind of got to drop Wandell Robinson. I like Mooney more. You might not, and that's okay. You could drop Mooney, but I do not drop Brian Robinson. The main thing is you do whatever you want with either a receiver. I would drop the younger, probably more inconsistent wide receiver than Mooney go forward. We'll see what Mooney does. Yeah. But I don't drop Brian Robinson, Robert. Do not. Again, Sweet Baby Rays, appreciate your super chat. This one is $5 hauler here. Is from Danny. Danny's 4-2, 10-man. Burrow, JT, Saquon, Chase, DK, fantastic team. B Hall, bench is Pierce. How many grandmas, Danny? Danny, don't, come on. 10-man league, 10 grandma league. Come on, be honest with your caption here. 10-man league, my rear end, bro. There's no way. 10-man league. There's no way 10 individuals, 10 human beings. This is 10, corpses at the mortuary, bro. Or 9. There's just no way. There's no way that they let you draft this team. JT, Saquon, Jamar Chase, Breece Hall, Dameon Pierce. How do you improve? I don't think I do anything to this team. The fact you're 4-2 makes me question what you've been. Did you start people did you put a bunch of your starters on the bench one week and accidentally lose? Like 4-2. I don't know. This team's fire. I think I leave it exactly the way it is. Would I maybe trade Dameon Pierce and DK for like a Cooper Kupp or a JJ? Sure. Past that, DK and Henderson for Debo or like Adams or something like that. St. Brown. How about DK and Henderson for St. Brown? Yeah, you can improve it actually. You can do that. I'd do that. Go get St. Brown coming off the bye, baby. Let's go. Amon-Ra for Gabe Davis and Miles Sanders. I take Amon-Ra, honestly. So I'm not trading Amon-Ra. No. No. The answer is no. I understand why you might do it. Gabe Davis is pretty darn good. And then you get Sanders, but Mike Kamara and Olave for St. Brown. That's a lot. You don't need to give up both. Kamara should get you St. Brown, bro. Kamara's ranked higher. Fair market value has Kamara ranked higher than St. Brown. I would think. Would I give up Olave too? It seems like too much. Daniel, $10 hauler.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, buddy boy. Hey, Smitty, 12-man PPR got Dak, CMC, Cook, A.J. Brown, Tyreek, Pitts, Curtis Samuel, Henderson, Madison. Any trade ideas? I like Breece, Pierce, Walker. Any packages? Cook for Breece Hall, straight up, I do. But if you could get more, try. I would take Walker and something. I'd take Pierce and something. Why something? Why not do it straight up? Because fair market value commands you get more. Plain and simple. So I would take Breece Hall straight up. I would take Pierce and something, Walker and something. What's something? ETN, Pittman, Hopkins. Those things are fantastic add-ins. But that's what I'm doing with this team. Henderson and Cook for JT. How about that? Henderson and Cook for JT. I'd do that. I'd do that in a heartbeat. Avi with a super chat. Avi. Waller, CMC for Andrews and Pierce. If you like winning, Yes, Avi. If you like winning, take the Pierce side. And thank you for the super chat. CH for J Rob. I'd rather have CH. Honestly, both of them are probably going to not be even starting in week 10 or 11. So get Pacheco. Keep CH or get CH, whichever side that was, and get Pacheco, and then you should be covered. Mark, appreciate you. Mark dropping another $2 hauler. Super chat from Big Dog, $10.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, Mark. Thank you, Big Dog. Appreciate you. Should I trade JT Bateman and Cordero Patterson for Swift, Jamal, and Higgins? Yeah, I would take Swift, Jamal, Higgins.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Nice job. Nice job, Big Dog. Overcome. JJ Hall or Evan Swift? Give me JJ Hall. Overcome. JJ crushes Evans. Hall is, in my opinion, I go back and forth, but they're at least equals, Hall and Swift. So
you've just been Smitty approved.
Smash. Should I try to trade CMC for Pierce and Walker? Yeah, I would take Pierce and Walker. Definitely. Alex. Waddle, ETN, Lockett, Cook. Or no. Waddle, ETN, and Lockett for Cook, B-Rob, and Mike Williams. Probably B-Rob, Cook, and Mike Williams, but I'm trading Cook. I just think I could get more. ETN can make that side of the trade win, but you're giving up too much before ETN's got that actual value. Pro2 says CD and Brees for Diggs. Give me CD and Brees over Diggs. CD and Brees side by quite a bit. Kale traded Saquon, Mike Williams, Gabe Davis for JJ St. Brown and Dobbs. Traded Saquon, Mike Williams, and Gabe Davis for JJ St. Brown. Give me JJ St. Brown and Dobbs, Kale. But it's arguable, I suppose. But I just think I would take that side all day long. This one's from Carrie. Carrie says T, Higgins, Brees, and Waller for Andrews. Give me Brees Hall and Waller and Tay? Wait. I thought that was T. Higgins. Devontae Adams, Brees Hall, and Waller for Andrews? What? No way. There's no way you're getting Brees Hall and Devontae Adams and Waller for just Andrews. Are you making this up? Is this your own idea? I'm going to disapprove this just for being impossible. It's Smitty approved, but this is you cooking something up late at night, isn't it? This isn't an actual offer coming in. This is you thinking you can get this. I love that when people do that. Like, if you pull this off, Carrie, you'll be the sorcerer of the day. Please let us know if this deal ends up getting done, because that's unreal. That's an impossible task right there. There's no way. Leaving the race. 12-man PPR. Hurts, Barkley, Mixon, Mike Williams, Juju, Ayuk, Goddard, Reynolds. I must have had that wrong. I had to have had that wrong from Carrie. Pierce and keeper. I mean, the keeper aspect could definitely, I guess, throw it off if it's like, Brees and Tay Adams and Waller have no keeper value, and Andrews is like a 10th round keeper. Like, there could be something to this that you're not sharing with me, but I don't understand what's going on there. PPR, Hurts, Barkley, Mixon, Mike Williams, Juju, Ayuk, Goddard, Reynolds, Tony, DJ Moore, Mostert, Foreman. What should you do? You're 3-3. Hurts, Barkley, Mixon, Mike Williams. You got to trade. And this team, I'm sorry, I'm just telling you the truth, leaving. That's why you're asking me. This team can't win. This team can't win. The wide receivers are not strong enough, and Barkley, Mixon are not strong enough running backs either. You unfortunately can't even fix this with one trade. You got to do 2 trades. But the good news is, if you do 2 trades, you might be back in the mix. You got to trade away Barkley for 2 players. You can't miss. You can't miss. You got to get 2 elite players, undervalued elite players. Barkley for Hall and Higgins. So Barkley for Hall and Higgins, and then Jalen Hurts for, and you got to just get lucky at quarterback. Find somebody. I don't know who you have on your bench here. I don't see anybody. Pick up Malik Willis and stash him later, or now, and use them later. And hopefully that comes to fruition, but you're going to need to have a quarterback. Stafford gets cut a lot, and Stafford might be like that guy you bank on to bounce back. He's throwing to Cup. I mean, come on. It's possible that he bounces back, right? So maybe Stafford's your target in a trade, in a very small, cheap trade. But you need to trade Hurts for Pierce and Debo, or you can't get Pierce and Debo. Maybe like Hurts for Pierce and Gabe Davis or something. You do 2 trades where you're getting 2 players for Jalen Hurts. You're getting 2 players for Barkley. And you may even trade Mixon and like DJ Moore for, I don't know, maybe trade Mixon for Walker straight up. You can take a gamble there. But that's a really, really tough situation. You have to do 2 trades, execute them in order to get out of that. But you can do it. Like, have faith. Get a little crafty and creative. You can figure it out. I want you to keep us updated. I got him for Javonte Williams. Wait, I didn't draft JT. I got him for Jamal Williams from the Lions, says Danny. That's crazy. Good job, Danny. Danny's playing against I don't know, old folks center or something. 10-man league. I got Kyler, Barkley, Mixon, JJ, Mike Williams, TJ Hawkinson, AK, Broncos. So stay put. I mean, you're writing your team all over the place. AK is like in the middle of this. Is that Alvin Kamara? Just in the middle of your roster here? Kyler, Barkley, Mixon, JJ, Mike Williams, TJ Hawkinson, AK. Is that your flex? I guess that's your flex then. But AK is more of your running back too. Okay. I mean, Mike Williams and ETN. Maybe trade Kyler. I'd trade Kyler. There's a lot of quarterback needy teams. Trade Kyler. Kyler and potentially Kyler and AK for JT. That would be good. Go that direction, bro. That would be phenomenal. $20 holler by Tony.
Mashed potato!
Tony, my guy. Traded Mike Evans, DK, Hendy for Swift, Kirk, Hollywood Brown, Carter. Mike Evans, DK and Hendy for Swift. I'd probably take the Swift side, but Evans and DK and Hendy, that's... You're starting to build up enough talent to make it, pretty even. I like your team. It's just a little weak at wide receiver, right? So you got Saquon, CMC, and you're going to have Swift. But then you're going to be really light at wide receiver. But I like your running backs a lot. Traded Mike Evans, DK, Hendy for Swift, Kirk, Hollywood Brown. Well, Hollywood Brown's out for 6 weeks minimum. And who knows what he is when he comes back. So you're going to be really light at wide receiver. But at the end of the day, I do like the Swift side more. The bye weeks out of the way. It's a good team, bro. I like it. Daniel. Hey, Smitty was just offered Kittle and Damian Pierce for Cook and Pitts. I'd probably take it, but I'd try and get a little more, Daniel, because I feel like Cook is still deceptively valued. I meant trade Brees and Waller for Andrews. You meant trade... That was quite a stark difference. What was the other one? What was the other one, Kerry? Oh, trade. You said Tay. That's the abbreviation for Tay Adams. Okay. Brees and Waller for Andrews. I still take it. But it's not quite the same anymore. Now I'm disappointed. Now I'm completely disappointed. It's just okay. It's a bland trade now. You ruined it for me. But I appreciate you. Follow up to previous question. Ways to improve my roster. Main players are Hurts, Hall, Jacobs, Cook, Mike Williams, Kirk, Hollywood, Taysom Hill. I assume that's Dalvin Cook. So not Cooks, the wide receiver, but Dalvin Cook. Yeah, I mean, I trade Dalvin Cook in a heartbeat and get rid of that value. And given that you have Hall and Jacobs, I'd maybe sell Jacobs on the high too, like Jacobs and Mike Williams for JT, smash. Jacobs and Mike Williams for JT. Cook and Mike Williams for JT, smash. However, you trade away Mike Williams, you don't get a wide receiver, that could be problematic I potentially. So maybe you trade Cook and Mike Williams for JJ or Kupp. Maybe you trade Cook and I don't think you're going to trade Hollywood injured. Cook and Kirk for JJ, Kupp, or Chase. Cook and Kirk for JT. Kirk for yeah, I mean, those are the combinations I can think of. Mike Williams and Kirk for AJ Brown or Debo, and then go lighter at wide receiver, but have yourself a big gun. I still trade Cook. I still get out of Cook. I sell Jacobs high if I can, because I don't know that I believe Jacobs will continue to play at this level. Follow up, would you do Pierce, Olave for Swift? I would take Pierce and Olave for Swift if you need a change. Yeah. Because Pierce and Swift have both had their buys. Olave is a nice piece. Pierce and Swift could be arguable. $10 hauler from
To the moon.
From Bryson. Bryson said, Super Chat 12 team. Hurts, Eckler, JT, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, Knox, Bateman. It's a good team. AJ Dillon. Eckler, JT, AJ Brown. You don't have to make any moves. Sometimes making moves is the wrong move. Eckler, JT, don't want you changing those running backs. Hurts, don't want you changing that. AJ Brown, Chase, I don't really want you changing that. You got the two tripod quarterback wide receivers. For those that don't know the tripod.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Burrow or Hurts, Chase or a JB, Hall or Walker.
I mean, the only thing I'm doing is maybe trying to trade like... No, there's nothing to trade. Your team's fire. Roll with it. Let it happen. Lay back, let it happen. Bryson. Also, just wanted to say thanks to all the super chatters for keeping this channel going, and for the rest of us, can't even count how many hours I've watched of these in the background. Appreciate you for the watch time, the thumbs up, the comments. You guys are all amazing, unbelievable. Appreciate all the super chats. You guys help keep the lights on. I do this because of you. Like, bottom line is, I could not do this if I didn't have you guys. If you guys weren't there on the other end, I would be a nothing burger. I would be the same thing as Nathaniel Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett would be worth more than me if you guys weren't on the other end watching. Nathaniel Hackett would be worth more than me. So I appreciate you. I owe you. Gabe Davis for ETN. I like him even. If you need a running back, ETN. I need a wide receiver, you go Gaby. You go Gabe Davis. Tony traded away Evans, DK, Hendy. See previous. Okay, put that right here. Overcome JJ Hall for Evans, Swift, Olave. JJ Hall for Evans, Swift, Olave. Give me JJ Hall. It's a good one, though. Izzy, 0.5, 1 and 5, last place. I traded Henry, Chase, and Brady and Mostert for Chubb, Kyler, Aaron Jones, Najee, Cordell, Terry. Henry, Chase, Brady. Let's take Chubb and Henry out because they're pretty even. So Chase and Brady for Kyler, Aaron Jones, Najee. I mean, you could make arguments on this one. But, like, I ultimately like Chase the most in the rest of that deal. And, like, Najee, I don't even want. I'm selling him away if I can. Aaron Jones is a good acquire on the low, but he's also a total concern. Both of them are in the panic chamber. Patterson's injured. Terry, we don't know what to expect from Terry. I think ultimately Henry and Chase is worth more. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say. Izzy definitely didn't get like work. That trade's okay. Endless super chatting, turning Smitty into a mad scientist. Thank you, Overcome. Appreciate you. Let's see Tony's question. Tony HGH. I traded away Evans, DK, Hendy. Okay, so traded Evans, DK, Hendy for Swift, Kirk, Hollywood, Michael Carter. Okay, good. I like Swift, Kirk slightly. I mean, I go back and forth looking at it. It's like DK Evans, Mike Evans, DK, Hendy. Yeah, I like Swift and Kirk. I like Swift and Kirk. Bottom line. Nice job. Appreciate you. Izzy, thank you. Tony, I think I'm caught up there. Steven with the super chat. Steven. Stash Kyron Williams. Also need 3 half PPR. Yes, stash Kyron. Kyron Williams is the running back, the rookie running back for the Rams. They're moving on from what's his name? Cam Akers, forgettable. You need 3 Stevenson, Chubb, Mixon. So you're gonna go Pierce, Chubb, and probably Stevenson, assuming there's no bad news about that. Lastly, Tunyon and Pat Frymouth. Go Tunyon for now. Debo for and Walker. Do I trade Lamb for Debo and Walker? Yes, not Q. Go do that trade now. I got Hurts, Eckler, Lenny, DK, Mike Williams, Godwin, Olave, Lazard, Hendy, any AJD. I think it's AJB. Trade advice. I would say Lenny and Mike Williams for one better player. Lenny and Godwin for one better player. Lenny and Hendy, or Hendy and Godwin for one better player. Hendy and Godwin for Walker. Hendy and Godwin for Hall. Hendy and Godwin for Swift. Hendy and Lenny for Swift. Hendy and Lenny for, maybe you could get rid of Lenny and Godwin for JT. Get Breece Hall using Lenny and Hendy. Keep AJ Brown, keep Eckler, keep DK, keep Hurts, but use those packages to better your squad. Tyler with a $10
to the moon.
Tyler says 12 team, 3-3, Hurts, JT, Hall, Pierce, Eli Mitchell, Evans, Olave, Dobbs, Ayuk, Rondell Moore, Everett, Hurst. Should I trade a third receiver, and does Elijah Mitchell have any trade value? Not really, but he could. I would trade Elijah Mitchell if you can. Let's see. You got Hall, JT, Hurts, your Pierce. You're fine at running back. I mean, I don't even want you trading those running backs. The only thing I would do if I was you, trade Ayuk on the high. Give up one of your tight ends. Ayuk and one of your tight ends to a needy tight end team. Evans, upgrade Evans if you can. If not, I'm trading Ayuk and the tight end, or Olave and the tight end, but Ayuk and the tight end specifically to try and get that like AJ Brown type, to try and get Higgins type, using Everett or Hurst with Ayuk and getting a doubted T. Higgins, a Walker, Olave and a tight end for Walker. I don't think I touch, and throw in the Mitchell. I don't think I touch the running backs. Evans and Everett or Hurst for a slight upgrade at wide receiver. Leave those running backs and quarterback alone. That's a great team. Tyler. In a 3 wide receiver league, PPR 12 man, 3-3, Hurts, Pierce. Oh, did I just do that one? Yeah, I did. Try to get Swift with Lamb and ETN. Maybe, but I kind of like Lamb and ETN. I think that's pretty even. Like, ETN could be as good as Swift. He could be. And Lamb could be as good as Swift. There's two players right there. So, like, if you're trading Swift away... Oh, Swift, trying to get Lamb, Swift with Lamb or Etienne. I gotcha. Yeah, okay. That would be good. I thought this was a trade. I'm sorry. Yeah, Swift with Lamb, Swift with Etienne. Obviously, I'd rather you get Lamb, I think. But I do like Etienne a lot. A Cook, Kirk, Pickens, B, CD, Walker. A Cook. So Dalvin Cook, Kirk, Pickens for B, CD, Walker. Give me CD, Walker. Not close. Leaving the race. What if I traded Joe Mixon, P, Ryan, and Ayuk for JT? I would hit this button.
You've just been
Got him.
King 25 code 428. Dispatch Vito Popo. Popo has been dispatched. King 25 out.
That's the button I'd hit. $5 hauler, 12 team, 4-2. Should I trade Saquon for Hall and Pittman? If you need a change, I would. If you feel like this is what you need to do to get back in it. You're 4-2 though. It's not bad. Saquon for Hall and Pittman. I'd probably take Hall and Pittman if you feel like your team looking at the other rosters can't hang. I mean, in general, you got Allen, Montgomery, Jamal, Diggs, Pierce. I think you need it. I think you need to make this trade. Yeah, looking at your team, you kind of need a spark. I'd try and get a little more if you can. I kind of feel like Barkley could get a little more. You're a beast, Smitty. Get some rest. Thank you, Vamp. Appreciate you. Professor, I traded Goff, Jeff Wilson, Waddle for Wentz and Adams. I like that one, Professor. That's good. Trade Night Train Lane for Deacon Jones. If it makes sense for your roster. If it makes sense for your roster. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Bryson says, with my previous message, I forgot to say I'm 5-1. Still no moves I should make. Bryson, if you're 5-1, and I don't really remember what the team was, let me go try and find it. Hurts, Eckler, JT, AJ Brown, Chase. I mean, it's a good team, man. I don't know. I just don't want to. I don't want to break up any of that. I love JT. I love Eckler. I love AJ Brown. I love Chase. 5-1 for a reason, so even more of a reason not to do anything, right? If you're 5-1, and I said not to do anything, I'm probably going to stick to that because you're winning. It's working. Give Kelsey and thank you for the super chat again, Bryson. You're a beast, Bryson. To the moon.
To the moon.
Let's see. $10 hauler. Give Kelsey, get Brady, and Kittle. My super flex team is down Lance and Jameson. Give Kelsey, get Brady, and Kittle. I would probably try and do something different. That's not bad, but I don't know. That's not bad. That's not bad. Great content, Smitty. Does Eli Mitchell and Jeff Wilson plus Sutton get an upgrade at wide receiver? Does Eli Mitchell and Jeff Wilson plus Sutton get an upgrade? Maybe, bro, but probably not a ton. Probably not a ton. Could you get AJ Brown, Higgins? Potentially, and I would try, but it would be very, very, it's a long shot that anybody wants those pieces or they can hold them, you know what I mean? Like, you could barely hold them. Trade Jay, Herbert, and Walker for which QB upgrade? Justin Herbert and Walker? I don't think I trade Justin Herbert and Walker. You'd have to give me Josh Allen, and even then, I feel like I almost would rather just take the gamble that Herbert bounces back in a major way. We know how good Herbert is. It's gonna happen. Percy, 10-team, 3 wide receiver, PPR 5-1. Dak, Hall, Swift, Chase, Pittman, Hopkins, Higbee, Walker, bench, B. Robinson. Any moves? Hall, Swift, Chase, Pittman, Hopkins. I like it. Walker, no. I'd let this team ride. Henderson and maybe Hopkins for a, Debo or Adams, if you could do that. Like if you could get rid of Henderson and Hopkins for Adams, I'd do it. Or Pittman and Henderson for Adams, I'd do it. For Diggs, I'd do it. For AJ Brown, maybe not. Maybe. Probably Hopkins and Henderson for AJ Brown. Then it's kind of like Debo, AJ Brown. Then it's like, then it's too much. It's too much. I like the team a lot. Appreciate your $10 hauler. Kyle, appreciate you. Michael, 16 team. Ooh, 16 team. Got Burrow, ETN, Dillon, Pollard, Ramondre, JJ, woo, Lamb, Pittman. Whoa, your wide receivers are off the charts, bro. What's a move to improve running back? 4-2, by the way. I don't know. Like you're 4-2 for a reason. I kind of like this team, my guy. I kind of feel like ETN and Dillon, they're going to run more. Dillon, ETN's kind of crafty. JJ, Amon-Ra, Lamb, Pittman. If you can start all 4 of those wide receivers, I let it ride. And Burrow, if you can only start 3 wide receivers, then maybe I'm trading Lamb or Pittman with Dillon for Lamb and Dillon for you can maybe get a JT, bro. You trade Lamb and Dillon in maybe somebody does that. I don't know. ETN, keep ETN. Dillon and Lamb for Swift, I guess, but I almost just, maybe Dillon and Lamb for Swift, maybe. But if they don't do that, I don't think I'm moving that. And if you can start all 4 wide receivers, I'm just keeping them, and you're winning. You're winning. That's a good team. That's a really good team considering it's that big of a league. That's a 16-team league. People don't realize how hard it is to play in a 16-team league. It's absolutely craziness. All right, guys, I've been live for 3 hours. I'm going to call it. We'll have to do phone calls. Maybe later tonight if I even go live, but we'll definitely do phone calls tomorrow. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much for keeping the lights on. I can't thank you guys enough for all the super chats and support. And we're almost at 15.9K. We will probably be at 16K. 16,000 subs. Please sub if you haven't yet. It truly helps. I can't explain to you how much it helps the algorithm. All your comments, your support. Please comment in the video, and I will try and get to 80 to 90% of all the comments in the video on this video within the first 24 hours. So please, please, please comment. I appreciate you. Overcome with the final super chat. Overcome says, what if I offered JJ, ETN, J-Rob for Higgins, Fournette, and Rashad White? I'd rather have JJ, ETN than Higgins and Fournette and Rashad White. So, but then perform magic sorcery with Fournette to get something else. I wouldn't take the chance, Overcome. I wouldn't be trading that. But we'll be at, so please subscribe. So many people watch, they don't subscribe. They just keep searching for the channel. It helps a ton if you just subscribe. So please subscribe. Thank you, David. I appreciate your guys' hard work and consistency too, because again, I'm nothing if you aren't watching. I am a Nathaniel Hackett out in the world, wandering the streets for tacos at night without you guys watching me. So understand that I'm always going to keep that in mind and never lose sight of that. That's why I could have had a chance over the course of the years to change my format, get a co-host and no, I like talking to you. You are my co-hosts. Appreciate you, D-Class. Live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever news breaks. And I'm live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at midnight, pretty much Eastern, every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. And every time news breaks, my ETN video dropping tonight. Go get ETN before it's too late. We talked about Pittman last week. We talked about Eckler weeks before that. We talked about Gabe Davis. We talked about JT, ETN. Go get these guys before it's too late. All of you to the moon.
To the moon.
See you later. Please subscribe if you're new. There's like 5 of you that just subscribed when I said that. So many people aren't subscribing and it helps the channel so much. Hit the like button and comment. I will answer every single one of your questions, at least 99% of them. Thank you, Brandon, for subscribing. I will answer every single question I can tonight. Drop it. Drop a question. I will get to you. See you later. Way up. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you. Way up.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Burrow or Hertz, Chase or a JB Hull or Walker.